This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
Welcome to Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, the U.S. News & World Report's #1 engineering school in the United States that offers a master's as its highest degree for 20 consecutive years. Rose-Hulman, where you come to find yourself. Find yourself through personal growth, through personal development, through study, research, and invention. Rose-Hulman, your home for academic and athletic excellence. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And welcome to Rose-Hulman for an exciting afternoon of football, and we're in the spring. This is going to be awesome. First time ever that these teams in the HCAC, and as a matter of fact, teams around the country are going to have the opportunity to play football here in the spring. We know we've all been through the pandemic. We have all kinds of things going on. Isn't it nice to have something kind of return to normal?
It is, and we're going to get to play a little football, maybe not what we are accustomed to, but you know, usually when you think spring ball, maybe you're thinking of baseball or, you know, something like that. But we're talking about football, spring ball.
And for me, football in spring happens, but it's usually the spring game and all those kinds of things. Today it's Rose-Hulman as they'll entertain the Defiance College Yellow Jackets in an HCAC contest. The Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference has rescheduled their fall season for spring. There are 7 games that each of them will play. It'll be only conference games versus conference games. Rose-Hulman will host 3 of those ball games, first of them being the opener today, and then they'll be on the road for 4 of those ball games. The HCAC coaches met and actually did a preseason voting today. In that opportunity, Rose-Hulman was selected 2nd overall as a preseason pick for this one. Defiance College would have been at the bottom of the conference because they won 1 ball game last year within conference play. But for Defiance, we're looking at a totally different style of team, and we'll talk about that as we go through this one. Today is senior day here for Rose-Hulman, and if you're familiar with things that happen there during, we're also looking at you know, high school football in Indiana, they did some of the same things.
Here very soon. Please be in position. We have 20.
And we're getting ready for senior day. But, you know, if you have an opportunity to do something, you take the opportunity.
Right.
We know that Rose-Hulman is going to play against Defiance. And so today, we're going to have senior day. We're going to turn it over to the announcers here in the stadium. Again, restricted on who came to the ball game today, so we know a lot of parents, grandparents, everybody's going to be watching this one, and they're going to be able to see senior day here from Rose-Hulman. Again, Rose-Hulman, quite a few seniors, among them some of them that are nationally ranked in what they played last year, and we have a couple preseason All-Americans. We'll be able to talk about those.
Welcome to Rose-Hulman Senior Day. Today we honor 23 seniors from a group that has a 19-11 record and has been HCAC runner-up during their careers. The first senior is number 69, Gavin Baker. Gavin is a second-team preseason All-American from Lindy's Magazine in 2020. He's first-team All-HCHC in 2019. He's a civil engineering major from Wheatfield, Indiana, the son of DeEtte Jordan, and joined by his grandmother, Lynn Monahan. Number 69, Gavin Baker. Today's second senior, number 9, TJ Ballard, a 3-year wide receiver for the Fightin Engineers with career totals of 25 receptions for 217 yards. He's a computer engineering major from Louisville, Kentucky, and the son of Jill and Terry Ballard. Number 9, TJ Ballard. The third senior, number 76, Jonathan Bartlett. Jonathan, a first-team All-HCAC selection in 2019, a third-year starter on the offensive line. He's a chemical engineering major from Sherman, Illinois. The son of Shelly Ray and Paul Bartlett is number 76, Jonathan Bartlett. The fourth senior, number 97, Adam Clark. Adam has career totals of 4 of 6 on field goals and 32 of 37 on extra points. He tied a school record with 10 extra points in a 2018 win over Earlham, is a chemical engineering major from Sherman, Illinois, and the son of Jennifer and Joe Clark. Number 97, Adam Clark. Number 53, Ezina Simadou, a 3-year member of the defensive line with career totals of 19 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, and 2.5 sacks. He's a chemical engineering major from Country Club Hills, Illinois. Number 53, Ezina Simadou. Up next, number 2, Andrew Dion, a second-team All-HCAC honoree and 2-time honorable mention All-League. Career totals of 5,590 passing yards and 52 touchdowns. He's a civil engineering major from San Diego, California. The son of Pierre and Renee Dion is number 2, Andrew Dion. Up next, number 71, Joshua Fisher. Starting right guard as a junior in 2019. He's a 3-year varsity player for the Fightin Engineers, a mechanical engineering major from Powell, Ohio, and the son of Wendy and Aaron Fisher is number 71, Joshua Fisher. Up next, number 70, Alex Gibson. He provides offensive line depth for the Engineers, earned his first varsity letter in 2019, is a mechanical engineering major from Sheridan, Indiana. The son of Alan Gibson and Valerie Gibson is number 70, Alex Gibson. Up next, number 75, Nathan Griesbaum, a 4th-year member of the offensive line, the starting center during the 2019 season. He's a mechanical engineering major from St. Joseph, Michigan. The son of Beth and John Griesbaum is number 75, Nathan Griesbaum. Up next, number 22, Maxwell Hatch. Career totals of 142 carries for 490 yards. He has 4 career touchdowns, is a mechanical engineering major from St. Charles, Illinois, the son of Danielle and Miguel Rivas, joined by his grandparents Deneva and Gary Roselle, is number 22, Maxwell Hatch. Up next, number 46, Andrew Hesse, a second-team All-HCAC selection in 2019, starting linebacker and long snapper for the Engineers. He's a mechanical engineering major from Loveland, Ohio. The son of Fred and Diane Hesse is number 46, Andrew Hesse. Up next is number 65, Jacob Huff, a 4th-year member of the offensive line. He started at left guard during the 2019 season, is a chemical engineering major from Rockport, Indiana. The son of Russell and Carol Huff is number 65, Jacob Huff. I need my glasses or I can't read. Up next, number 77, Adam Kenyon, a 3-year member of the Rose-Hulman offensive line, earning a starting role in 2019. He is a team manager for the Engineers this spring, a mechanical engineering major from Lamira, Wisconsin. The son of Tracy and Sue Kenyon is number 77, Adam Kenyon. Up next, number 78, Ryan Krause, a 4th-year member of the Rose-Hulman offensive line. He served as the team's primary reserve tackle in 2019, a mechanical engineering major from Bloomdale, Ohio. The son of Nancy and Lance Krause is number 78, Ryan Krause. Up next, number 54, Bryce Mefford, a multi-year contributor on the D-line with 33 career tackles, 4 sacks, and 7.5 tackles for loss. He's a biomedical engineering major from Waverly, West Virginia. The son of Brooke and Kevin Hayes is number 54, Bryce Mefford. Up next, number 45, Matthew Ogden, a 4th-year member of the Rose-Hulman defense with 9 tackles, including 4 against Mount Union in 2019. He's a mechanical engineering major from Tucson, Arizona. The son of Kimberly and Greg Ogden is number 45, Matthew Ogden. Up next, number 92, Tanner Payne. Tanner is a 4th-year member of the Rose-Hulman football program. He has played on the defensive line and at tight end during his career. The biomedical engineering major from Columbus, Indiana, is the son of Jay and Michelle Payne. Number 92, Tanner Payne. Up next, number 3, Jacob Quazabarth, a fourth-year member of the Rose-Hulman secondary with 16 career tackles, including 4 on homecoming 2019 against Franklin. He's a mechanical engineering major from Monon, Indiana, the son of Kirk and Sherry Quazabarth. Number 3, Jacob Quazabarth. Up next, number 49, Peyton Sakalaris. Peyton provides depth at the tight end position, is a 3-time academic All-HCAC honoree, a biomedical engineering major from Reno, Nevada, and the son of Tammy and Greg Sakalaris is number 49, Peyton Sakalaris. Up next, number 10, Adam Sturgeon, a fourth-year team member and one-year starter at wide receiver with 30 career catches for 359 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's a mechanical engineering major from West Lafayette, Indiana, the son of Skip and Amy Sturgeon. Number 10, Adam Sturgeon. Up next, number 8, Noah Thomas, a third-team preseason All-American by D3Football.com and first-team All-HCAC in 2018 and 19. He has 182 career receptions for 2,379 yards and 24 touchdowns and 4 rushing touchdowns. The computer science major from Indianapolis, Indiana, is the son of Steve and Marcia Thomas. Number 8, Noah Thomas. Up next, number 79, Dylan Turner, a fourth-year member of the offensive line, has provided depth at multiple positions for the Engineers. He's an electrical engineering major from Garland, Texas. The son of Michelle and David Turner is number 79, Dylan Turner. And last but not least, number 4, Jacob Zimmerman. Honorable mention All-HCAC selection in 2019. He has career totals of 42 catches for 583 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's also been a punter and kickoff specialist for Rose-Hulman. The computer science major from Escondido, California, is the son of Matt and Sabrina Zimmerman. Number 4, Jake Zimmerman. Fans, let's have a round of applause for this outstanding Rose-Hulman graduating class of 2021. 9, that's pretty good. That's flying.
Yep. And senior day here at Rose-Hulman, a really good opportunity.
Well done,
and with the seniors here at Rose-Hulman, that's the only parents that are invited into this ball game. So you're not going to see a crowd. You're not going to see those things. Game operation will take place just like normal, but you won't see the seniors or anything other than the seniors. So the band's not here. Those kinds of things aren't going to be here. But the best part is we get to play football. And these guys get to have a season. They get to have a great opportunity to play in a potential conference championship season. And that's what everybody wants that opportunity to do. Even though it's shortened, even though all those kinds of things we've had throughout our country and throughout the area, really difficult, we're going to make the best of it. And these guys are ready to do it here on both of these teams. We'll pause, take a break, and we'll be right back here from Phil Brown Field on the campus of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
Oh, heaven.
So you think chicken is heaven?
Oh my gosh, it's yes. I love that the bun's toasted and the chicken's cooked to the crisp. It is perfect. Chicken slinger.
Heaven in my mouth.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look both ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Daddy, he watches out for you.
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo.
Chili's first because
Chili's
it's
the
like
star.
the star of it. Then cheese is just there to be like,
I'm gonna lift you up.
It would be nothing without the Fritos and the cheese.
And cheese is like the hype man.
Sonic Fritos Chili Cheese Junior Wrap.
I got you.
Yeah.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Hey, and we want to thank our sponsors for this afternoon's ball game, Farm Bureau Insurance, Micah Bonomo, Goshen H&R Block, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, Serve Pro, Sonic Drive-In, Union Health, and York Automotive. We're very pleased to give an opportunity, and if you looked over towards the field house, you'd probably see Rose-Hulman. They didn't go back in a locker room. They're actually hanging out. This is a great day for football.
It is. I mean, when you look at the fact that It's not a whole lot of wind to speak of. A beautiful sunshiny day, hardly a cloud in the sky, and it's a beautiful day. Of course, it's a little chillier than it would be at the beginning of a fall season. But
that's going to go backwards. We're going to get warmer.
That's right. You probably have less cramping today, hopefully at least, than you would at the beginning of the season in August or September.
Well, if you go back and talk to a lot of the guys who have played high school, college football, and they say, well, when would it really be nice? If you'd switch seasons at a certain point, it would be really different. But football in the spring, we've tried it with the USFL and the XFL and all this other stuff to try a professional league. But to play college ball in the spring, or even a high school short mini season, which they're doing in the state of Illinois right now, they'll start that in about 3 weeks. Matter of fact, I think it's the 20th of March. Schools right across the line here into Illinois are going to be playing some high school football. They'll only play 4 or 5 games. Similar thing to what we're doing here in the HCAC, but we're giving the young men and young people an opportunity to still fulfill their athletic competition seasons, even though it's different, still giving them the opportunity to compete. And we know that part of what the educational process is here at Rose-Hulman, there are a lot of athletes in this group. And whether it be track or baseball or softball or soccer, or it doesn't really matter. They're college athletes. They came here with that purpose, and we're going to give them the opportunity to play. And I think that's a wonderful thing here to take place this afternoon, and give the opportunity to that. Defiance comes in with a football team that was 1-9 last year. They won their last ball game of the season, defeating arch rival Bluffton.
If you're going to win one,
you want to win
on a high note.
Yeah,
I love that.
And the other part is, we talked about this prior to the ball game. Walt, and my partner is Walter Gordon. Walt's been around the Terre Haute area for a long time and done all kinds of different things. I'm Herb King. And when we talk about just Defiance and what they looked like 2 years ago, 2 years ago, Coach Matt Sakis came in, trying to do the rebuild. It was important not only for the football team but also for Defiance College. They needed they need to expand their student body to really maintain the college and do the things they're supposed to. And to Coach Matt Sakis's credit, huge difference in the way just the roster looks, the depth of the roster, the depth of the players, those things. I remember 2 years ago they had, I think, 7 offensive linemen when we broadcasted the ball game. Just did not look like a college football team. And totally change when you put 95 players on the roster instead of 40. So he's almost tripled the size of the team. And they have some guys that are sophomores and juniors, and you're seeing a little older group, not all freshmen, because 2 years ago, quite frankly, almost all of them were freshmen. And they have a lot of freshmen playing now. And they're picked last in the conference, but that does not mean that this program is not in the process of a change.
And you can, a lot of times you'll see teams and programs use that kind of a rallying cry, especially when you're picked bottom of the conference and you're rebuilding and things of that nature. It can bring you together as a unit. And so you talked about what Coach Matt Sakis has done here at Defiance and over the last couple of years. Obviously, it takes time to build your program. You have to put guys in the pipeline, but he is doing exactly that. Just as you talked about off air, the next part is stick around, get them to stick around so they turn into juniors and seniors. It is in that process. He'll have some. Not everybody will stay. Not everybody does at any college. You're always going to have attrition. But if you can keep the majority of your group together, each class together, as they grow, as they mature, they get stronger, they get faster, and they get to understand what your program is like and what college football is like, this program is going to be pretty dangerous because, as we'll see here in a few moments, they have athletes on the field.
Both teams have those athletes. It's going to be which one's going. Rose-Hulman with a huge advantage. 23 seniors here on Senior Day. And when you have 23 seniors, that's why Rose-Hulman is picked number 2 with an opportunity. They hope to play for a conference championship this spring. Here, spring football, March the 6th. Beautiful day. We're ready for football here at Rose-Hulman. We'll pause for another break. We'll come right back and take a look at some of the starting lineups as we'll see the field, or both teams enter the field. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
Patty,
100%.
Tatty, Batty. The flavor, the way they cook it, the way they season it, the way that it's made. Queso burger.
H&R Block is your tax preparation service experts, no matter how you file. Sue Jones and Associates offer all tax preparation and all the tax services you need, not only at tax time, but throughout the year. Get your hometown tax help from Sue Goshen's H&R Block, located in Brazil, across from the courthouse.
I don't even think I can make this at home for $3.99.
No, you have to buy the meat, you have to buy the queso, you have to buy the bread, you have to buy the cheese, you gotta buy the grill, you gotta buy everything.
Queso burger.
Ooh.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. And just like everything else, and notified by the Defiance coaches, roster stuff. Yeah. And with Defiance, you got 95 players now. So you've got a whole nother set of problems. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
When you got 95 players and you got, trying to figure out all the roster numbers and getting all that stuff, there's going to be some mistakes. And we had a couple this time talking about I'm going to say probably their best defensive player coming back in Thomas Coltrane, the 5'11" sophomore linebacker from Leslie, Michigan, is going to wear number 5 instead of number 2. Those kinds of problems are good to have. Mm-hmm. When you run, I like those in high school too. Have to go in and I'm sorry, we're 10 jerseys short. You're going to have to buy 10 more jerseys to fit our team. That's a good problem to have, and that's what Defiance is going through, some of those growing pains even today, as they have a couple players doing that. 42 and 45, I think, are going to switch numbers. All those kinds of things going on. We'll catch those up in the middle of the ball game. Rose-Hulman coming in again, 23 seniors. They have a big senior class. They have an outstanding quarterback in Andrew Dion coming back. He will probably end up being the passing leader of all times here at Rose-Hulman if he can stay healthy and have a good set of season. Even with 7 games, he's going to put up some substantial numbers. A pretty solid offensive line with some people in. Gavin Baker, their right tackle, is mentioned as a preseason All-American. Maybe not All-American in everyone, but he's getting notoriety nationwide as an outstanding offensive lineman. He plays their right tackle on the offensive side. Andrew Dion, of course, the quarterback. The other one you're going to notice is Noah Thomas. Noah had over 1,000 yards receiving last year in 10 ball games. He is a burner, great hands, great athletic ability, returns punts and kicks and those kinds of things in tough situations. He's just an outstanding player.
He really is, and this is a young man that has really blossomed here at Rose-Hulman. And when you look at the tutelage that he's received while here, it goes along with the tutelage that he received in high school coming from Ben Davis. So you learn a thing or two about football at Ben Davis, from what I gather. So you bring that over here to Rose-Hulman, and he's really blossomed. And of course, talk about the speed of that young man. Of course, he runs indoor-outdoor track. Just was it a weekend or two ago? What was it? 2 weekends ago we were here and he won first place in a number of events, and track events and field events. He's just a phenomenal athlete. So when you have guys like that, you have those skilled athletes, those weapons for your quarterback, it makes everything a little easier for him. And then also we can't forget about that line that is so prolific as well.
Well, I'm taking a look at the offense for this afternoon's ball game. Projected starters are Jake Zimmerman, number 4 at wide receiver. John Areska, the tight end, is going to be number 23. Number 76, Jonathan Bartlett. 65, Jacob Huff. Number 75, Nathan Griesbaum. Number 71, Josh Fisher, and number 69, Gavin Baker, will be your lineman from left to right, tackle to tackle. Wide receiver, Noah Thomas, number 8. Number 80 is Adam Salou. The quarterback is number 2, Andrew Dion. And the running back, number 1, Shane Welshins. The kicker is Adam Clark. He did the duties last year. He's number 95. And as we prepare for this one, we'll pause to take another break, and we'll be right back with the start of this ball game. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
Burger or grilled cheese?
Grilled cheese.
Burger.
I went with crispy tenders and the tots. It's patty. Really fresh. I'm going to try to chow this thing down before I get to the wrapper. Sonic Wacky Pack.
I feel like I'm the good kind of spicy. It means you got an edge. I got an edge.
It means you got some and I got some
I don't know about your but impatience doesn't equal spicy.
Sonic Chicken Slinger.
Is it a good or a bad
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than...
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
At Lynn.
And welcome back as Defiance entered the stadium, and we'll go through some more of these starting lineups and get you all set up. For Rose-Hulman defensively, number 40, Devin Cobb at defensive end. And Zena Kamadu, number 53 at nose tackle. Number 54, Bryce Mefford, is the defensive tackle as well. A three-man front. They'll use multiple ways to do things. They'll put four men up there. They'll rush, blitz, doing all those kinds of things. Going out for the coin toss is Jake Zimmerman for Rose-Hulman. And number 1, Devin Hewitt for Defiance, as you see those young men hit the center of the field. Linebackers for Rose-Hulman, number 56, Pete Cross. Number 33, Michael Stevens. Number 46, Andrew Hesse. And he's one of those players to watch out, getting all kinds of honors here early prior to the season. Cornerback, number 2, Tice Miller. Free safety is number 20, Charlie Ham. So the safety is number 11, Riley Roberts. Strong safety, number 24, Richard Brown. And the cornerback, number 26, Cameron Dorsey. Your punter is number 37, Andrew Toller. For Defiance, their starting lineup on offense, number 12, Anthony Amison. Number 4, Terry Geiger, and he's one of the leaders on their team. Left tackle to right, number 55, Donovan Fannin. Number 74, Eric Moultrie. Number 60, Tavon Carson Payton. Number 76, Isaiah Robinson. Number 51, Andre Elmore. Those are the big guys up front for Defiance. So the wide receiver, number 6, John Edwards. Number 3, Amin Shahid. The quarterback is Dalen Lange, and he's not the returning guy. So he's a sophomore who's won the battle head up here to start out. We may be able to see number 13, Cole Recker, who's their leading passer coming into the season. Also, number 36, Tyshawn Freeman is the running back. Their kicker is Kevin Matos. Defensively for Defiance, defensive end number 31, Maurice Brewer. Nose tackle number 6, Rigo Villa. Defensive tackle number 44, Quantrez Pittman. Defensive end number 35, Damon Thomas. The linebackers, number 2, Thomas Coltrane. He's the leader for Defiance, as he'll be wearing number 5 today. 38 is Justin Caballero. Number 17 is Reggie Pace. The corner to safety, number 26, Jacques Genevieve. Strong safety is Stephen Lucas, number 22. 21 is Malik Lawson. The corner, number 20, Daryl Walker. And the punter is number 88, Matt Bolanderos. All right, Defiance ends up taking the ball in the second half. Rose-Hulman lines up for the kickoff. So Rose-Hulman will receive the ball to start the, get this, 2021 spring season here at Rose-Hulman. Football on March the 6th. We'll see. We may start. We'll recheck that one. He gets a good stride. He gets a nice little boot. Ball hits at the 29. He's going to be picked up and returned over the left side. He's got some seam to run through there, and we'll have a block in the back as they'll move that one back. Rose-Hulman will gain possession of the football somewhere near the 30-yard line when we return for more action here on Indiana Sports Network.
Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools.
We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
We were choosing color.
Rose-Hulman to gain possession of the ball. They'll give it to him on the 25-yard line as there was a block in the back at the 35.
Nothing like a flag on the opening play of the season, huh?
Andrew Dion at quarterback. Welshens is the back. They'll hand the ball. He'll go up the middle, and he gets nothing. Good defensive play, and for that, Defiance is charged up as, again, a lot of young players in the defensive front for Defiance.
Welsh is a guy that we saw last year quite a bit coming off the bench and very capable running back.
Engineers with the ball. They'll give it again. And over the right side, Welshens picks up just a yard. Dion's going to be forced to go a long third down. It'll be third, and they'll give him 2 on it. 3rd and 8.
You love to hear the energy coming from the Defiance side of the field. They have no fans, so we were talking about it all season long. Bring your own energy. They're doing just that.
Kind of like a lot of the pro and college teams we've seen in basketball.
That's right.
Again, Dion throws a little hitch. He's got it up to Thomas, and he'll have the first down.
1 touch, 1 catch, 1 first down, and you're going to hear that a lot. Dion to Thomas, obviously this year for Rose-Hulman football.
3 receivers at the bottom of your screen in a bunch formation.
A little confusion defensively.
Pump, they've got the screen. Here comes Zimmerman. Zimmerman makes one man miss, but not very much as they'll pick up 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Great tackle there by Defiance as they kept that to a very minimal gain. Brian Murat.
Rose-Hulman with their quick passing game. They like a lot of those quick screens. 2 receivers at the bottom. Zimmerman in motion across the formation. Gives him 3 to the right side. Looking, he's got a man down the middle. He's got Noah Thomas down the middle, and he fumbles the football. Turnover. We'll give the ball over to Defiance. They'll end up with a football. Great defensive play from behind. Defiance with the ball, but we have
a flag as well.
So we're going to see what's going on here.
A lot to unpack.
Down at the 32-yard line as we see what's going to happen. So
Defiance seems happy.
Nobody's moving here yet.
No. Yeah,
it'll be declined. It'll be Defiance football on an outstanding play in the back. And I didn't get the young man who made the play, but super good play. Tackled from behind, stripped the ball out of Noah Thomas, and it'll be Defiance football. And it's like they started over again. 25-yard line starting point for Rose-Hulman on the first drive, and on the 25 for Defiance. Quarterback is Dayton Lang. Under center, in motion. He's going to throw the ball. Little swing pass out of the backfield. He had some yardage there. He could have come close to that one, but couldn't haul it in. Was number 1 for Defiance, and that's Devin Hewitt Jr., the slot back, a 5'9" guy from Trenton, New Jersey.
Hewitt got turned around as the ball was in the air, and just a little unfortunate for them. That was a great play diagram, as he had, like you mentioned, had some room to roam.
Defiance is coached by Matt Sakis, who's been there for 3 years, and he was a Mike Leach disciple, so throwing the ball is what's in his background. 3 receivers at the top of the screen. Lange looks up. He's got a one-on-one route down the right sideline, and a really good defensive play that time by number 2. That's Tice Miller in coverage. Has no chance to make that play.
Miller did a great job. He was playing the route and also saw the ball coming out of the quarterback's hand and made sure that the intended target wasn't able to get to it. It was out of bounds. It would have been hard to make a play on that, but it's great defense.
And a good read by Lang as he looked at that one, had one-on-one route as Rose-Hulman was in a semi-man coverage on the top side of the screen. Lang steps back to pass. Rush, he's got a lot of pressure, and he's going to go down at the 16-yard line. First sack of the year, and another quality defensive play by that Rose-Hulman defense as they're going to force Defiance to punt here from the 15-yard line.
And that's going to be key for Rose-Hulman this year. If they can get pressure in the backfield, you can. From the far side slot, you had a receiver that was breaking free. Rose-Hulman got away with the hold as the receiver was getting ready to get by his man. So that would be something we want to watch. If the defensive line can continue to get pressure, give the quarterback less and less time to get rid of the ball.
Usually with the three-man front, they're going to bring one. They didn't even have to bring anybody that time. Good slants and good angles, and really took it towards the Defiance Yellow Jackets. So, punt formation for Defiance. And again, a lot of this you're not going to see from film as to how they're going to do it.
Good punt.
Gets it off. Nice job. Pushes Thomas back to the 32, but he's got a seam on the right side. He's at the 47-yard line, and we're going to have a flag, and that's the tough one because that's a blindside block on the backside. Rose-Hulman will be moved back from the 46 all the way back to about the 32-yard line. We'll take a short break, be right back here with Rose-Hulman possession of the football.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And Rose-Hulman will come away a 10-yard penalty based on a block in the back instead of the more important blindside block, even though they could have possibly called that one on him as it was a pretty good hit.
Second possession in a row, starting a little burst off through the wear because of a penalty.
Motion. Fake the jet sweep. They've got Zimmerman deep. They almost got it there. He threw it just a little bit too far inside. Good defensive pressure that time by the defensive back. That's Winston Amakwa from Columbus, Ohio. He's a junior, and he was in on coverage on that one.
Just looking at a lot of things underneath, and then as soon as you do that, here comes Dion, and there they are, back to the line.
Quick pace. They give it to Welchins. Welchins down the inside. He'll pick up 4 or 5. And again, Rose-Hulman likes to speed the process. You know, snap the ball every 15 seconds.
They do, and they'll from that quick tempo, they'll run the ball or pass. So just because they're going quick tempo, you can't really pick apart what they're going to do.
And a lot of RPOs, those run-pass options that are so famous now in college and high school football. They got him off sides. There's your 5 yards. It'll bring a 3rd and 1. So just that opportunity to try to draw somebody off sides, and Maurice Brewer, the defensive lineman from Cordova, Tennessee.
It's a big boy.
Just could not hold back on that one. And once he got the frame moving, it was over.
Yeah. When you're standing at, what is it, 6'5", 2+, that's a big fella. And that's the young man that was the recipient of that block in the back on the special teams play. He's the one that, got double teamed there.
It's kind of the way it works. There it is. Welchins in the backfield alongside Dion. 3rd and 1. Speed option. Pitch it. Welchins on the edge, and he's close. He's got the first down by about 2 yards.
Not a bad tackle indeed on that situation there by Defiance, and just enough for that first down for Rose-Hulman, but that could have been a lot bigger. Rigo Villa with the shoestring tackle.
The fake it inside, bubble screen to the outside to Thomas. Thomas tries to make one man miss. He'll pick up 3 yards. That's a pretty good defensive play and a good rallying cry for Defiance.
Well, when you got speed on the outside, you got athleticism all across the field. Stephen Lucas, strong safety from Warren, Michigan, able to make that play there.
3 receivers about on the screen. Thomas in the slot, bubbles out. They'll give it to Welch. He's going up the middle. 15, 20 yards. He's down to the 30, 25, 20, down to the 15. And Rose-Hulman will have 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line.
Boy, you love that. Able to spring on a flag on the play on the far side right around the 31-yard line. We'll have to see what that is and maybe a little bit of addition to what Rose-Hulman can get. I don't know.
Well, he's coming back, so that thing may all move back. And if it does, it'll put the ball at about 2nd and 3. Personal foul. They got a face mask on it, so they're going to add yardage to this one.
when he was going toward out of bounds, I saw his head dip. So.
And with that, because it's a personal foul, it's normal 15. You're at the 15. It'll give half the distance. It should be first and goal at the 7. And they're going to mark it at the 8. So first and goal from the 8-yard line. Rose-Hulman with their first opportunity here in the red zone. Still with the spread package for Rose-Hulman. They're going to take the tight end, line him up on the right side. We have a closed trips formation, so 3 receivers to the bottom. Man coverage by Defiance. Andrew Dion, the quarterback. And they're going to give it to Thomas off the right side. He doesn't get to the edge, but he'll pick up 2 yards and move it down to the 5.
Trying to see the number of who that was in the backfield. Welson's got out, stepped out, and coming back in now. So
I think it's 25 is who they used in the first series.
Okay.
And that is Jacob Nana Fabu from Columbus, Georgia. And let me look. It's 28 this last time. Ruperta, again, new backs, as Rose-Hulman had several senior backs last year. So the backups to Welchin are going to be young guys we haven't seen before.
That's exactly right.
Dion back to pass. Pump again. Dad got a man down the middle. He dropped the ball in the end zone.
You got it in your mitts. You got to squeeze that bad boy. Dion fitted into a small hole right past the outstretched arms of the DB.
Just couldn't hold that one in.
Yeah.
Third down and goal from the 5.
Had a lot of time there, didn't he? Offensive line did a great job.
Really nice job, but they closed it around him, and he got kind of nervous with it. Yeah. So it got a little, they say, happy feet. Welchin's the back. Dion, the quarterback. He'll step back, fire, deep corner, toss, and he didn't go up to after that one.
He sure didn't.
He just stood and watched it, did not go up after the ball. So it'll be 4th down. In comes the extra point, in this case, field goal unit.
It's kind of curious there, as you didn't make your jump attempt. Like, you kind of act like he was getting held, but he wasn't.
And I'm looking at the sun. It wasn't the sun.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where just a mistiming on what's going on. Adam Clark comes in to kick the field goal. It'll be a 22-yarder, very similar to that extra point, but he's off the right hash. Snap, hold, kicks up, and Rose-Hulman is on the board first. They lead 3-0 when we return for more action here from Brown Field on Indiana Sports Network.
Athletes know that injuries happen. When they do, let our team help get you back to your team sooner. Union Center for Sports Medicine. We prevent, diagnose, repair, and rehabilitate injuries to get you back in the game. Union Center for Sports Medicine.
Get a fresh start at York Chevy Buick on US Highway 40 in Brazil. We have fresh discounts on Chevy Silverado up to $10,000 off. Chevy Trax, $87 per month. Buick Encore, $117 per month. Or Chevy Equinoxes up to $6,500 off. It's a new year. Get a new ride at YorkChevy.com. Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one. You are. You're number one at York.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Jake Zimmerman pounds this one. It's kick and draw rain as it pops down about the 14-yard line. Defiance with it on the return for Defiance is number 8. That's Carlin's Elisis.
It could draw rain. You're right. That was a very high. You had plenty of time for the kick coverage team to get down the field and get in place. But Defiance still a good position to start this drive, 31-yard line.
We want to thank our sponsors for today's game, Farm Bureau Insurance and Micah Bonomo, Goshen H&R Block, Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, Serve Pro, Sonic Drive-In, Union Health, and York Automotive. 3 receivers to the top of the screen for Defiance, and they're going to try to run the football up the middle as Big Back takes that one, and he gets stuck right at the line of scrimmage as, again, trying to run the football. They're going to do both things and try to do them well. Number 36 is that running back for Defiance, and that's Tyshawn Freeman.
Yeah, just nowhere to go for Freeman as he got hemmed in the backfield, no cutback lane. So Rose-Hulman defended that very nicely.
Again, Rose-Hulman uses a 3-4 concept, and then they'll also add the stand-up linebacker off the edge to make it a 4-man front. See a lot of blitzing, twisting, and stunning as you see them right now in more of a 4-3 concept. They're going to hand the ball in the jet sweep over the outside to Edwards. And he got some yardage there on the edge till he stepped out of bounds. It'll bring up 3rd and 3.
We'll have to remember that play. We'll see that, a variation of that again not too long. We'll have to watch that young man. Edwards is one of your speed merchants, as you see. He got around that end very nicely. Had a couple of engineers in hot pursuit, couldn't quite catch up to him.
Well, the other thing they'll do is they'll play action off of that. Just throw it deep over the head because the corner has to come up and puts him in a bind. He has to decide if he's going to play pass defense or if he's going to stop the fade. And this time they were more worried about the pass. Inside, he'll go towards the option. Nice throw to the edge and doesn't get anybody on that one. It'll bring up 4th down. 4th and 3. And we'll see what they're going to do.
That little miscommunication there. You had Shaheed over there as well as John Edwards, and the ball was right in between both routes. So you don't typically want to see 2 routes within 5 yards of each other. So that's something that you work that out in practice.
Looked like a little bit of a timing issue on the snap of when the second man, the deep man, was supposed to make his route. I thought he cut it short and rounded a corner. And when I say that, it's not all bad, but he's got to make that safety turn his hips a little bit and didn't get that done. Punter will be back for Defiance, and punting the ball is Matt Balandos. And that isn't a name I see in Indiana very often. They're going to move towards the right. He fumbled the football. It's fumbled. It's loose. Could be a scoop and score. He can't get it scooped. And it's still loose. Rose-Hulman with the football inside the 10.
What an opportunity for Rose. See if they can capitalize and get a touchdown after this possession.
Rose-Hulman with a huge turnover from Defiance, and that's something the young team from Defiance didn't need to have happen to them, as the punter mishandles the snap, and there was enough pressure that he looked up, and that's the problem.
You don't look up.
You don't look up.
You see that pressure coming at you, like, uh-oh, makes you a little nervous.
Get the ball, throw it out of the back of the end zone, or you just follow on it.
They always say palms get sweaty, backside gets tight. You don't want that situation to happen. So there's a learning situation in first game of the season. Sometimes you have those jitters.
Rose-Hulman with the football. 3 receivers at the top of the screen. Andrew Dion, the quarterback.
Little movement.
You can see some movement on the Defiance line. They're going to bring the house, and they got somebody to move.
I don't know. Both teams are pointing the other direction. We'll see how this goes.
We're going to get a false start on Rose-Hulman, the right guard move from what I saw up here.
I agree. Well, we have a situation once again. You had a goal-to-go situation last time. We got a field goal out of it. Now Rose-Hulman, essentially the same opportunity. You run this in practice. Your red zone offense. You run some practice all the time. So we'll see what we get out of this.
Again, Andrew Dion, the quarterback. With 3 receivers, they're going to put the ball in the hands of the running back, and he's going to pick up maybe a yard.
He had 2 hands on that ball, and you know why? Because he wants an opportunity again. You don't fumble that on your first touch of your career here at Rose-Hulman. Oh, my.
Grant Rapierda, the freshman from Sherman, Illinois, is a ball carrier, so freshman to top the ball off.
First touch here at Rose. You don't want to drop that ball. So, yeah, that ball security is important in the red zone, especially.
Dion with the football, pump fake. He's got a man on a crosser. Touchdown, Rose-Hulman.
Had guys going every which way. You saw Defiance heads turning, and that's not a good sign for your defense.
Noah Thomas on the crosser. You take the 3rd man off of trips and you run him across the field, and a lot of times he gets lost. And he got lost. There was no one on him other than the zone in front of him. And once Thomas got behind him, again, Andrew Dion just lofted that football right over top of the linebacker for an easy touchdown. Setting up is Adam Clark. He already has a field goal, and This one's good as well. It's 10-0 Rose-Hulman here in the first period of play with 7:03 left to go. We'll come back and watch more as you're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look for ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Now, the kickoff duties have been handled for the last 2 years at Rose-Hulman by Jake Zimmerman, who's also one of their wide receivers. Right. He does a really nice job. He's not the kicker. He's the kickoff guy, kind of like they do with the pro guys where they put the punter in there. Mm-hmm. You know, if if you need transportation needs, even while you're at Rose-Hulman, we use York Automotive with locations in Brazil, Greencastle, and Crawfordsville. Really high when he fair caught the ball to 25, and that's going to end up with a football at 25.
he unfortunately, he didn't want to. He did it. He's like, oh shoot, I got room. You know, that's unfortunate. When you wave that thing off, it's dead.
And that's the way it works. So Defiance College will end up with the football. They'll start out their another drive at the 25-yard line. They've started. That's the field position they've gained almost every time here. Added the 31 in their second possession. But again, right that 25 to 31-yard mark. And we'll see if they can move the football this time.
Yep. They had a couple opportunities the last crack, and so we'll see. I like that end around, so we'll see a variation sometime soon.
Different running back in the ball game. We'll get you who that is right away. As he's going to carry the ball, and he gets smoked right up the middle as well. A good hard run, but a nice solid tackle for Rose-Hulman.
Looks like, well, I thought I had a number, but I look at the program, and he's not a running back, so I'm going to say it probably isn't him.
Well, and again, that's not a bad thing for Defiance when they're having to switch at certain points, switching some numbers simply because they've got 95 players now, folks, instead of the 40 they had 2 years ago. Again, back is Lang. He'll hand the ball up the middle, and a good, hard, tough run. He'll pick up another 4 yards. And I'll tell you what, got a little wiggle. 27 is the running back.
Yeah,
and they're saying he's a slot back.
That's what I thought it was, and I second-guessed myself.
Navacious Williams, a freshman from Hudson, Florida, and he's got some wiggle to him.
He does.
So 3rd down and 4 for Defiance, and they've moved the ball forward on this one. The big fellas up front have done a decent job, and Fannin, Moultrie, Carson, Payton, Robinson, and Almore on this drive getting some running yardage and trying to keep the Rose-Hulman defense off of him. Oh, he's got a deep man, and he's open, and he dropped the football on the outside as number 3, that's Amin Shahid, the junior from Fayetteville, Georgia. Just couldn't haul that one in. It'll be 4th down.
That was a great ball right there, Herb. Right at the sideline, had room to get his foot inbound. Had room to get 2 feet inbound if you're really great receiver. But Shahid, that's one you've hit. That's 2 times we've seen a receiver, one on both ends, hits your hand. You got to come down with that thing. Especially they needed that 1st down to get their defensive rest. That was a really important down.
Don't be surprised for a potential fake on this one. As
this early, you think?
Well, look, the ball's in the position you could do it. That's number 1.
I don't like
ball's in that position. It's a fairly short.
I definitely pumped.
And they use lots of motion to try to put you in a wrong position.
Oh, he just
mishandled it.
Gosh.
And they'll have an offsides play.
And that was a good punt as well. Little kind of a rugby style. But the first thing, you have to secure the ball. And that punt almost went up his arm as he started to run before he caught the ball.
Well, and that rugby style, that's what's going on. Legal procedure is they add movement prior to the snap. It'll cause a 5-yard penalty. And move that ball back. It'll be 4th and 9 now.
Well, any thoughts that you had of going for it or should be out the window now? As with that rugby style, if the defense does not get pushed, and you have that opportunity, but now with 4th and 9, you definitely don't.
Well, the other thing, Rose-Hulman's always had penetration by 2 or 3 players on the punt team here. So they're not rushing everybody. There's an end over end. That could roll for a while if you get it going, but he picked it up real early. Rose-Hulman will end up with a football at about the 45-yard line when we return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
H&R Block is your tax preparation service experts, no matter how you file. Sue Jones and Associates offer all tax preparation and all the tax services you need, not only at tax time, but throughout the year. Get your hometown tax help from Sue Goshen's H&R Block, located in Brazil, across from the courthouse. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Rose-Hulman with the football, a 10-0 lead right now with 5:34 left to go here in the opening quarter. March 6th, football, spring ball. Welchins up the middle. He had a big run before. He'll pick up another 5 yards.
You remember the first possession, the first 2 runs went for 0 yards and maybe 1 yard? Things have changed a little bit. The offensive line getting a little more push. Welchins has a little bit more room.
And Dion's done a nice job in reading that inside zone as they've powered it in there. There's a power play to left side, and he's going nowhere. He's
Great tackle.
2 yards.
Great tackle right there by Maurice Brewer. We've said his name a couple of times already. That young man, 6'5", 260. That's a big one.
And he's athletic.
Yes, he
Not that
is.
he's 6'5", 260. He's 6'5", 260, and he's athletic. He can move, as well as, I'm going to say, just athletically, Defiance looks very athletic everywhere.
Agree.
They can run. They cover the field defensively. They're just going to have to not turn the ball over on offense. Dion down the middle. He's got a man wide open.
Yep.
And it is Noah Thomas. He's at the 10, 5, down to the 3-yard line.
He wanted that touchdown.
Goal, Rose-Hulman.
He was hunting the end zone right there. He had the touchdown in his sights. Couldn't quite get there. Let's see if he gets another opportunity on the next play or two. Here.
They just called the big boys in, so you're going to have an actual short yardage style offense. As you can see, a wide receiver out and look like a second tight end comes into the ball game.
Still doesn't mean Noah Thomas won't get an opportunity.
No. But you look at Noah Thomas, and from my perspective, as I look at this one, the one guy you want to cover for Rose-Hulman is Noah Thomas, and he's gotten his hands on the football 3 times.
Getting behind one level, right in front of your last level, your third level, so they got to have eyes on him.
Power play off tackle.
How about that?
And he's close to the goal line as Welchins as he took the ball in the Wildcat style formation. Is
little wrinkle.
Welchins as the quarterback. There's your short yardage, and he picked up 2 yards on that one.
Little wrinkle. You run Thomas, run him in motion. Everybody looking at him, and then you got Welchins. So it's a great opportunity there for Welchins. But good defense by the interior of Defiance to keep him out of the end zone. See if they can do it again.
Again, off balance kind of thing. Doing the exact same thing. Welchins to the right side. Does he get in?
He does.
This one, he looks like he got in. And touchdown, Rose-Hulman, as Welchins carries it in for a 1-yard TD run to put Rose-Hulman up 16-0 here in the first period.
Just when you think they're going to go behind the big boys on the left side of the line, they go to the right 2 times in a row. Now, on the second time he gets in, Welchins, this first touchdown of the season.
So, again, Rose-Hulman has moved the ball very effectively. Offensively, Rose-Hulman is just dialing it up. The only thing they've had trouble with the first series when they ended up with the ball first and goal and didn't get a touchdown out of it. They scored the field goal.
Right.
They have since converted on 2 short drives or 2 drives into score, and it's 17-0 Rose-Hulman here in the first period. We'll return for more action on Indiana Sports Network.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And we're back. Rose-Hulman will kick the ball off. Again, Zimmerman, who Jake has had 2 kickoffs, and they have just been sky high. And we'll see what happens. It's not that they're super deep, but they're really difficult to return. He pounds this one. He gets the height and depth, gets it down to the 5-yard line, as that's where trying to take this one, and they're going to nail him at the 22. So really nice job on the coverage unit for Rose-Hulman.
That's a great kick, first of all. Great hang time, and you catch that thing on the 5-yard. You got to wait an hour for it to come down. You have little chance.
And with that opportunity, again, defensively is where Rose-Hulman has played well. Caused a turnover. Again, the punt that was mishandled gave Rose-Hulman a very short field to deal with as they scored their second touchdown off of that. Basically, it was a 10-yard drive, basically, except for the penalty that caused it to move back to the 14. So, Defiance College again with it. Pass, quick screen out to the outside, and a really nice play. They'll pick up 8 yards on that. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Well, they got an opportunity once again to get the ball in the hands of Edwards. This is a young man that needs plenty of touches. I mean, you get the ball in his hands any way that you can diagram it, because good things tend to happen when he has the ball in space, and got an opportunity. You picked up half the yards that you need, a little more than half, that first down.
He had a really deep pass 2 years ago that he caught for a touchdown, and he can move.
He can.
Rose-Hulman with some blitz, and they got a man open down the sideline and just couldn't hold it in. Was wide receiver number 12, Anthony Amison. And not a bad ball.
That's right.
Outside, gave him an opportunity to go get it.
That's all you can ask for. One-on-one, you have an opportunity to go up and get it. Jump ball situation. Good route. You just need to come down with the ball. Good defense to go along with that. So I'm not slamming the guy.
Half a step away, and that's kind of what's going on.
Yeah.
They need to be consistent in what they're doing here, not turn the ball over, get a decent drive, see if they can put some points on the board. They're right where they want to be.
Must have this third down right here, Herb.
3rd and 2.
This is big.
Motion across. They're going to counter back to the other direction.
That.
Nice counter play.
Oh, what defense. What a tackle. Great tackle by Rose-Hulman right there. Looked like that was, who was that? Michael Stevens? My, oh my, what a tackle. That was a sure first down on that counter play.
Well, it looked like it. And what happened is in this one, the defensive end did a nice job of not getting kicked out and up. He took on the block and then pushed it inside. So the second man coming on the counter play had to decide if he was going underneath and over. He chose over. The linebacker was sitting under and made the great play right in the hole. 4th and 3 as Defiance is again forced to punt. They've had trouble on every punt in some way, shape, or fashion. And they could have had another one there. He gets the punt off. It's short, spiraling. It'll roll a little bit, get down inside to the 38-yard line. That's where Rose-Hulman will take over 1st and 10 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools. We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy.
Welchins with the run up the middle. He'll pick up a yard or two as they shove him forward, and it'll be 2nd and 8.
Kind of pushing that pile a little bit.
You're allowed to do it. It becomes rugby football at a certain point. They'll give him 3 as they really moved it forward. 2nd and 7. Dion, the quarterback. Welchins alongside of him. They got the H-back. Got him to jump, but they don't have anything. They just throw it out of bounds.
Yeah.
What were we? That's one of those where I'm going to go, what are we doing?
You're scratching your head a little bit there.
Yeah, I'm scratching my head on that one because you could do a lot of stuff, but throwing it out of bounds, I guess that may be okay because you're not giving up an interception or anything that way. At the same time, you took away the opportunity to gain yardage. 3rd and 7.
This is big for the Defiance defense. Can they get Rose-Hulman off the field, get this 3 and out?
2 receivers, top and bottom. Welchins is still the running back. Defiance brings an edge player, and they've got some speed. And Dion with the pass. He's got a man open.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Really nice throw. Easy play for Rose-Hulman and
Noah Thomas once again. I mean, it's just a security blanket. I mean, it's what was it? The Peanuts? Was that Linus with the blanket? Who was that? I mean, it's just a security blanket. If everything breaks down, just find 8.
Well, you got a good route runner. Welchins to the left side. He's going to be thrown for a 3 or 4 yard loss.
That's not Welchins. That's the backup there.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I'm sorry. 28. Is that right?
20. Yes. 25. Was it?
25. The sophomore from Columbus, Georgia.
We're having trouble with these numbers a little bit.
It's hard to see up here, and I know on the screen every now and then they blur.
That's right.
Just that color combination. Dion now. Welchins back into the ball game. Three by one. He's looking down the middle again. He's got a man open down for a touchdown if he can get it to him. He got it. Threw him just a hair. The ball's going to be at the 6-yard line. Great catch by number 80, and that's Jalen Warren, the wide receiver, for a freshman from, excuse me, I hit the wrong one. Number 80, and that's Saleu from Java, Virginia, for the first down. The ball's at the 6-yard line.
Saleu, 6'2", 600 to 200 pounds. Was kind of had to wait on the ball. He had a touchdown. We had to wait on it.
Yep. Screen. No, they're going to flip it to the edge. And back and touchdown, Rose-Hulman.
The tackle he was there to make the tackle, just whiffed on it. Great cut back over to the middle of the field, and the Welshins gets his second touchdown of the game.
Now, when you look at that one,
he was there.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Really nice play. That quick tempo caused the issue, because if you notice, Defiance wasn't even lined up at a certain point when they were ready to go, and they had to wait on him. He comes back over. That means somebody is not set. Everybody's eyes are in the wrong place. Clark will attempt the extra point to put Rose-Hulman ahead. Kick is up, and it's good as well. 24-0.
End of the first quarter.
And that's the end of the first quarter, as we'll take that break. Again, Rose-Hulman with the lead after 24-0.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
At ServPro, we offer cleaning services, including the removal of biohazard containments. We have the specialized training and products to get your property back to business. We are here to help get your business back to normal. ServPro in the Wabash Valley, here to help.
Patty,
100%.
Patty, Patty. The flavor, the way they cook it, the way they season it, the way that it's made. Queso burger.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
So Zimmerman, in this case, Jake will step up to kick this one off. We're going the other direction as we've changed into the first quarter. Again, 24-0 Rose-Hulman. Defiance has had issues and literally given Rose-Hulman a couple scores off of turnovers and really some big plays. So Rose-Hulman's taken advantage of them. No real mistakes other than the fumble on that first drive. Zimmerman pounds this one down to the 1. And a good kickoff, and tackle's going to be made close to that 20-yard line.
Flag.
And flag on the play, and those are bad flags because that's the one that could cost you half the distance.
Well, I said, oh, no, because he caught the ball over his shoulder going towards the end zone. And I was hoping it didn't go in the end zone or go out of bounds right before the end zone. That's why I was kind of concerned about the trajectory of his movement there.
So we're going to have half the distance where Defiance will take over the football at about the 7-yard line. So, again, field position for Defiance has been not terrible until right there.
Yeah.
And when you give the ball up and you make another – and that's a mistake. That's, again, one of those you shouldn't have fielded that one at the 1.
Yes.
Should have let that one go because you're not going to get a return on it. And then you have a block in the back, and then it just spirals down.
And the thing is, and probably because of the block in the back, it was actually a decent return.
Yes.
Given the circumstances.
Yes, given those circumstances, but you can't do it. Quick throw to the edge to Edwards. Edwards will take the ball, and he'll get nowhere on that one. The ball still maintains at about the 6-7 yard line.
But they got the ball in his hands regardless, and there's another touch for him. And I mean, he's got to have 15 touches today, you think?
Well, you just have to try to move the football. And with him in a slot position, you're hoping that the strong safety can't chase him down as fast as you want him to go that way. 3 receivers bottom of the screen. They're going to set up the throw, and they've got him one-on-one. And they got him sacked again. There's sack number 2, and this time they got him about the 3-yard line.
That's big trouble right there.
Again, 33.
Yeah, that's the second time making a big play. Michael Stevens, the 6-foot junior from Orland Park, Illinois, made a big play once again. Get your 3rd down package in the game.
And he's made several today. The defense for Rose-Hulman has looked really, really stout in what they're going up against. 5-man pressure, they're going to bring 5.
Boy.
And man coverage down the middle, and could have been picked, and it wasn't. But boy, was it close.
Rashad Brown had an opportunity there. He was a great job by him to try to time it. Had to jump up and get it. Got his hand on it, couldn't quite bring it in. It would have been a great one-handed grab. He couldn't quite bring it in. And
this is where Defiance doesn't want to be. They've had trouble on punts.
I was getting ready to say, they might have been better off if it was intercepted.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get the punt off, but this is scary right here.
This is scary for Defiance.
Yeah.
They're at the 3-yard line. They have to punt the ball out of the back of the end zone. They've had trouble every time they punted, except the last one wasn't a great punt. And now they're in short punt.
Yeah. And
so
that he's coming.
Switch the trajectory as having to punt the ball right now is Bolanos. He got it off.
Good job.
Ball's at the 30. It's going to roll.
Good
That's a
job.
really good punt. That's the best special teams play they've had all day.
Excellent.
Rose-Hulman will take possession to 43 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
Athletes know that injuries happen. When they do, let our team help get you back to your team sooner. Union Center for Sports Medicine. We prevent, diagnose, repair, and rehabilitate injuries to get you back in the game. Union Center for Sports Medicine.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Rose-Hulman will have possession of the football in the backfield. It looked like Fabu, the sophomore from Columbus, Georgia, is the running back. And he may be tiny, but he is a spark plug. And there he goes with the football, trying to make people miss, and he does. He'll get about 4 or 5 yards on that play right up the middle.
He's going to be fun to watch over the next few years, Herb. He's going to get an opportunity. You talked about him being small. Listed at 5'9", I would question that. I mean, he had platform shoes on that day, I think.
That's not happening. And he's going to get the football again, this time to the right side. He doesn't make anybody miss, but he keeps possession of the football and doesn't lose yardage, and that's also good.
Guess who? Maurice Brewer once again on that tackle. The young man has called his name several times to see if he can make one more play to get his defense off the field.
For Brewer, it's just one of those things he's going to have to play hard all day long.
Yeah.
And looks really good here in the first and second quarter. Dion with the football. He'll step back to pass. Quick slot throw, and he gets a nice completion that way. Timing route, does a nice job. Completed to Salou.
Yeah.
And 6'2" sophomore from Java, Virginia. And he's looked really good other than the one play in the end zone.
Yeah, he has. And that size is a matchup nightmare for most teams that he'll face.
And really, I've been impressed with Rose-Hulman's wide receivers today. They've done a great job running the football up the middle. And there he goes. He could be gone.
He's gone.
And he is. They're not going to catch him over that sideline. And touchdown, Rose-Hulman. 35 is the number. And that's Lance Sheldon, the running back, 5'4", sophomore from Kansas City, Missouri. We missed it. It's not 20, it's 30. 35. 5 feet 4 inches tall.
Wow.
He's a burner. Stride. He just flew into the end zone.
But, he's a strong young man listed at 155 pounds. And you think about 155 is not. But when you're 5'4", 155, you got a low center of gravity there, got a low strength. And as we talked about, just a youngin', just a sophomore, so it's going to be fun to watch.
Well, when you talk about those guys that are a little short, I've had one of those before. I had a 5'2" guy make all-conference in a high school conference. Brewer is on the ground. He doesn't look and appear to be 2 damaged, but we're going to take a break, and then we'll come back and tell you how things go with him as our thoughts and prayers go out to him. And we'll take a short break here on Indiana Sports Network.
Medicine injury timeout. Let the Wabash Valley sports medicine experts take care of you. The Union Center for Sports Injury Clinic is open Saturday mornings from 9 to 10 a.m. at South 6th Street in downtown Terre Haute. No appointment is necessary. Union Health. Healthier together. It's a Union Center for Sports Medicine injury timeout. Union Health doctors and certified athletic trainers take care of athletes at 12 Wabash Valley High Schools, Rose-Hulman, and St. Mary of the Woods College. And they can take care of you. Let Union Center for Sports Medicine get you back in the game. Call 812-242-3005 for an appointment. Union Health. Healthier together. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And Maurice Brewer walked off a little gingerly on it, but we hope to see him maybe back in a ball game. Adam Clark is in to attempt the extra point. He's been perfect on the day. Kicks up. And it's good as well. So 31-0. Rose-Hulman with the lead. Will return for more here on Indiana Sports Network.
Before we cross the street.
We look for ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger. To keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Again, we like to shout out to a couple of our sponsors. The transportation for Indiana Sports Network is provided by York Automotive with locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. You know, our camera operators for today are Blake Bennett, Kanan Harper, and Paige Lockmiller. And we want to thank them for getting you the quality pictures we do. Beautiful day, 50 degrees, and Rose-Hulman with a 31-0 lead. As Zimmerman pounds this one down, they'll let this one go into the end zone. And Defiance will take over here shortly. But we talked just while we were off the air just a little bit. Defiance, the issue they're having right now is that youth. Because they got kind of smacked right in the mouth, and it hasn't been really fun for them here so far.
No, it hasn't. And when you get hit like that, you have to be able to respond. And the reason why you're able to respond in a lot of cases is because you have experience. You've been there and done that. You say, okay, I've seen this before. Let me bounce back. And when you don't have that experience, maybe a little tougher to do that at this stage. But still a lot of the time. I'd love to see a good drive here by Defiance offense.
And they really need to get some things moving here. Handoff up the middle and swarmed in again. Rose-Hulman's defensive effort has been just stellar today. Running back for Defiance, number 27. And again, Williams with the carry. Freshman from Hudson, Florida. Again, picks up just a yard. When we're looking at these two teams, again, Defiance trying to build something. They've done a really good job in recruiting. They have the numbers, they have players, they have personnel. It's just now about execution, trying to get these guys to all play on the same page. Great catch for their first down of the ball game. They get it here in the second quarter. Ball's at the 36-yard line for Defiance and a first down, and wow, that was close. Almost picked, but really nice job by the receiver going up and getting that one over the top.
He had to win that fight for his quarterback there. You don't want to have another short field for Rose, but a great job, great first down.
Amison with that catch. They're going to put the ball in the hands of the running back again as they're going to pound it one more time up the middle. Williams with the carry. So Defiance trying to gain some kind of ball movement here and move the football down the field. Just under 11 minutes left to go here in the first half. 2nd and 8. Williams in the backfield. Motion across by Edwards. Set back by Lang. He's looking deep, and he's going to get hemmed in and sacked.
Look out. Just
sack
hold on
number
to
3
ball
for Rose-Hulman on the day, and that's going to be a loss of 12 yards on that one.
Yeah, you don't want to compound mistakes and throw that thing up for grabs. Did a great job of just kind of tuck tail and go down, and just cut your loss when you can.
Rose-Hulman's done a nice job of diagramming and what they're going to do. They've changed the blitz, they've changed the pattern, they've changed the front on continuous plays. So that young offensive line for Defiance really doesn't know what's coming at them every play. Inside run, as they'll just try to move the football out a little bit, get some breathing room for a fourth down play. Gain of 5, and that'll bring up fourth down and 15.
Well, you can end up with a decent field position that you are giving up, or at least for your defense. If you can get a good punt, secure the thing, get a good punt, and you've seen this guy punt the ball good 40 plus yards in the air. So see what happens here.
Again, it hasn't been the punt; it's been the reception of the football, and they've had an offsides play and two missed. The real issue is the missed block up front. You've got a couple guys that aren't having this.
Timeout.
Timeout. Defiance will take one as well. Rose-Hulman with the lead, 31-0.
H&R Block is your tax preparation service experts, no matter how you file. Sue Jones and Associates offer all tax preparation and all the tax services you need, not only at tax time, but throughout the year. Get your hometown tax help from Sue Goshen's H&R Block, located in Brazil, across from the courthouse.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
So Defiance lines up in a punt formation. And we'll see what's going to happen. Again, shifting and moving, trying to get opportunities. Rose-Hulman's not moving much at all. They've got 10 guys up front, 2 of them covering the edge, and man-to-man coverage on those guys. Another punt. Got that one away. It's going to roll if they'll give it a chance.
There you go. Great roll. Second time in a row, get a good roll.
Ball's at the 27-yard line. That's where Rose-Hulman will take over when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Dion, the quarterback. Welshins is the running back. Thomas with the jet sweep on the left side. He's got some edge room. He'll pick up 4 yards. And again, that 4-yard play is not necessarily about the 4 yards. It's about something that can come off of it. Screens come off of it. The verticals down the middle, which he hit one time earlier in this ball game off of that jet motion.
Last series, we didn't say Noah Thomas' name all series. Won't see that a whole lot, especially in the first half of the game. But got a little break last time.
Trips to the right. They'll set back and throw the hitch. And he's got a nice catch on that one. It'll bring up 3rd and 2.
That's a great catch and also a great tackle there. Seth Peterson, Reggie Pace, one of the guys that came to lay a little lumber there, along with Stephen Lucas.
Well, really a good catch that time for Rose-Hulman. 3rd and 3. They gave him 3. They don't give him the edge. Speed option. Got it down the sideline. An easy first down.
Here's my philosophy, Herb. And you're going to tell me where I'm wrong. It's okay. My philosophy on that option, I don't care what the situation is. If it's in the first half, I'm hitting the quarterback. If I'm within a step of him, I'm putting my shoulder right in his gut, and he's going to feel me. I don't like the fact that he didn't get touched.
Well, he did. The issue was you have to turn and pursue the ball after the thing's going. So
you got to trust your teammates as well. You got a little help out there. You're not one on two.
There is no help. That's what I'm telling you. That's why you run the play.
Somebody's got to be there.
Welchin's on a 2-yard carry up there. The opportunity to do that, if you have trips to the wide side of the field and they're playing short corner, single coverage, that means the linebacker has to come over the top, pick up the back. The back's in a wrong angle. Linebacker can't get there quick enough. So again, really good play designed by Rose-Hulman on this one. That's just what they've designed, and there's no way defensively that Defiance can get to that with the way they're playing the trips formation. Empty this time. Dion with the opportunity to throw. He's got a man down the middle for the touchdown. Catches it right down the middle, and guess who? Noah Thomas. And the guy you want to cover is wide open.
Guess what just happened? I do believe. I was trying to do some quick math here. I do believe Noah Thomas just became the all-time leader in receiving yards here at Rose-Hulman with that catch and grab.
Unbelievable, and they're calculating it right now here in the press box.
He was in the 4th place coming into this game. Before that reception, he had 120-ish yards, 127 yards receiving before that catch. I believe that grab will put him over the threshold and be eclipse Alec Fisher and be the #1 slot, I do believe.
Well, I'll tell you what, there wasn't anybody around him as he caught that one. Clark's kick is up, and it's good as well. So 38. So we're looking at a 38-0 lead by Rose-Hulman. We'll return for more action here on Indiana Sports Network.
4 years ago, I drove my daughter to Riddell National Bank, where she opened her savings account. Today, she's still saving money. My relationship with Riddell is better than ever, too. No other bank focuses on relationships as much as they do. I can count on them for small business loans when I need them. Riddell National Bank helps small business owners and their families grow, both financially and personally. Riddell National Bank, making friends since 1885.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, Walt, you just kind of figured it up, and we have him for the all-time leading receiver is
Noah Thomas
with that grab.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, just spread the field. Rose-Hulman has given Defiance multiple looks offensively and has been able to execute almost every time. Zimmerman with the kickoff. It's short again. He'll go down to the 16-yard line. They'll return it back out, and he's got a chance as he broke that one into the field. Ball goes up to the 42-yard line, and that's where Defiance will take over when we return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
At ServPro, we offer cleaning services, including the removal of biohazard containments. We have the specialized training and products to get your property back to business. We are here to help get your business back to normal. ServPro in the Wabash Valley, here to help.
Patty,
100%.
Patty, Patty. The flavor, the way they cook it, the way they season it, the way that it's made. Taste a burger.
Lang with the ball, throws it to the edge.
Oh my!
He'll pick up about 7 yards on that play as a nice throw out there to Shaheed, the 5'10" wide receiver from Fayetteville, Georgia.
Kind of slipped on the sideline paint there as he was landing after that catch. Glad he's okay, but that was a good first down pitch and catch.
He just didn't know where the sideline was.
Yeah.
They threw it to the short side of the field, and he got there too quick. 3 receivers here to the bottom of your screen. Lang steps back. He'll throw another quick one. Gets it knocked down. Really good defensive play that way. 40 is the guy for Rose-Hulman with the knockdown. That's Devin Cobb, the defensive lineman from Columbus, Ohio.
They were looking for Edwards again, and don't blame them, but couldn't quite get him the ball. Now Herb, 3rd down. Not what you want to hear. 3rd and 4.
Completion issues.
Yeah.
Throw one decent pass. You got on 1st down. That's exactly where they want to be. But 2nd down, you want to have a completion and an opportunity to pick up the 1st down. Instead, the ball gets batted down,
or maybe a run,
or sack, or something else. Yeah.
keep that clock moving.
Freeman's the back, shifting left to right, now back to the left.
Play clock.
Rose-Hulman showing it.
Lost his helmet. The play should be dead.
He's automatically down at that spot.
Should have been dead. Yeah, they blew it dead. And that's too bad, too, because he would have got the – well, we don't know what would have because everybody stopped, so we don't know if he would have gotten that. Everybody stopped for Rose-Hulman, and most of them did for Defiance as well. Player safety.
Counter worked really well with the pulling guard and tackle. The problem was the right side of the line didn't collapse the A and B gap. The guard and tackle didn't stop penetration, and that caused basically that tackle for loss.
So unfortunately for Defiance, we talked about the play stopped where the helmet came off, and now you got a 4th down. For Defiance, they're going to have to punt. So now you really don't have to punt, but they probably will.
6 minutes left to go here in the first half. Rose-Hulman again stopping Defiance. Defiance has had 1 first down in the ball game.
Would you have punted that, gone for it in that first quarter, Herb?
Yeah, if you didn't jump offside, I would have gone for it because of where you were. You got to show your guys you trust that they're going to do something. I know. Almost had that one blocked. That was another good play. Rose-Hulman's going to let this one roll inside the 20, and that's where the Fighting Engineers will take over. They lead this one 38-0.
At Union Health, we understand that early detection of breast cancer saves lives. That's why the Clara Fairbanks Center for Women offers the most advanced breast cancer detection available. Tomosynthesis 3D breast imaging. This state-of-the-art technology pinpoints breast cancer at its earliest stages when it's most curable. For you, that means earlier detection. For us, that means being able to give you peace of mind in your health care. To schedule your mammogram, call 812-238-7766. Union Health. Healthier together.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
New quarterback in the ball game as Rose-Hulman will run the football up the middle. They'll pick up 4 yards. For Rose-Hulman into the ball game, number 10. That's Miguel Robertson, a 6'2 freshman from Petaluma, California. Again, Rose-Hulman last year had 27 different states represented on the roster. This is a nationally known university. He's going to throw the fade, and that's not a bad play because he just threw it out of bounds. Yeah. Because everybody was covered, and even on the short side of the field, which he's taught to go short side because of the potential coverage as being man. That wasn't man. And so as a freshman, you're looking at that going, yeah, that's man. Oops, it's not. Let me throw it away. Good play by the quarterback, even if he didn't make an actual completion on that one. Play action pass. He'll try to throw it down, up. Could have gotten that one, and he's going to go down for the sack. So Defiance going to get a sack here. Rose-Hulman will lose 4 yards. That'll bring up a punting situation for Rose-Hulman. Their first punting situation of the ball game. 4:40 left to go here in the second period.
That's a good stop there for Defiance. Rose, you're talking about the backup quarterback coming in. So it's always interesting to see who's the backup, who's the number 1 backup. Well, right now, we know who that is because the next guy that came in, it was a holder on PATs and field goals as well. So,
well, the other thing for Robertson is now he's got a set of snaps under his belt.
That's right.
And he didn't turn it over.
That's right.
He didn't make a bad play because the incompletion was actually a good play by him because he actually knows the guy's not open. There's a catch and an opportunity for Defiance, and he could have the edge. Makes one guy miss. He did. He made him miss. He's going to be down inside the 20, down to the 15. And is that where he went? They're going to mark him out of bounds, and they will. So Defiance with a huge return. That time Terry Geiger on the return. They'll put that ball down inside the 20-yard line, and Defiance is in the red zone.
They are, and that's really big for Defiance to give them some momentum going into the halftime. You don't want to see a blank on the board, and I don't actually remember Herb. I don't think they've been. Well, I know they haven't. They haven't been across the 50-yard line.
No. So haven't been across the 50. I think the deepest penetration they had was a 43 on the opposite end. And for Defiance, that's a big play.
Yes, it is.
And a big stop by the defense. And, they're not going to go back in and say, hey, the second-team quarterback was in. They're going to back in and say, hey, we had a stop. Let's go play some football. Power formation for Defiance. They're going to try to run and pick up some yardage. They picked up 2 on that one off the left side with Williams on the carry.
I would imagine most of Rose-Hulman's first-team defense still in the game, though.
I'd say the first-team defense will be in the ballgame.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because they need this short yardage defense, that inside the red zone thing where they're going to blitz a little more, play a little bit different front coverage, and see what they can get done. And here it is. They're in a 5-1. This is a Bears-style front out of a spread, and they brought the whole house and hit it in the backfield. There it was. And I'm going to tell you, guess who? The middle linebacker, Stevens, comes flying through. That's a Bears front coming way back from the Buddy Ryan defense in just covering linemen, make a slant and angle, and bring your Mike. And they brought that Mike linebacker right in there, and he hit everything he was supposed to hit.
Something about that last name, Stevens, on her. How about
just goes that way.
Yeah, it does.
Here it comes again. 3rd and 11. Ball's at the 18-yard line. They're going to go with the reverse. Good play call.
Nice
Rose-Hulman sitting and waiting on him in a great defensive play by the Fighting Engineers as they're going to mark him dead at the 16-yard line. He gained 2, and will they bring out the field goal unit? We'll see.
Look like the first engineer on the play to make a stick. Winston Amanqua from Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, well, I am interested to see if they go to the field goal, if they're going to go for the 4th down conversion. Okay, here we go.
Well, they answered that one in a hurry. Lang steps up, 3 receivers on the right-hand side. There's man coverage on the top. That means usually blitz is coming. Rose-Hulman is showing blitz. They got 6 guys up front, and they brought all 6. They're throwing in the corner of the end zone. He's open, and they're going to call the flag, and it'll be pass interference. They got him off the back edge, or they're going to call the hold. It's a defensive holding call. Either way, it's going to be a 1st down, and 4 more downs for Defiance.
Good call, good ball. And good job by Rose not to give up the touchdown as well.
They use that. It's called a smash route. They hitch the guy on the edge. It's a triple, which means they're going to cross the second guy, which they did, and brought that one-on-one route, and it's your 3rd slot receiver on a safety one-on-one. And that's literally what you want every time you run this offense. And because they got man coverage, and they had the look they wanted. Again, you don't want to run man-on-man routes with the best defenders. The best 2 defenders are playing cornerback. They're the edge guys. So the guys in the middle is who you want to do it, and you want to match your best receiver. In this case, it's number 4. That's Terry Geiger, who is their best athlete, one-on-one with the safety in the corner of the end zone. Just missed on it. Really good diagram by Lang. He had the ball right where it's supposed to be. And again, he got the hold off of the break because the safety couldn't control the 3rd man. And Edwards is the 3rd guy this time. Pump,
it's going
and
down.
They got the sack.
Yeah.
Again, Rose-Hulman's defensive front is where it is. They've done a great job. That's their 4th sack of the day. They've done a great job of putting pressure. They cross, they slant, they angle, and then they bring a linebacker every now and then. So they're a handful for a young line like Defiance has.
At this point in the game, you know the Rose are coming, and you know you get 1 pump fake. After that, the ball's got to go or you got to take off. I mean, you can't wait.
Under center is Lang. Looking at the jet, they pump fake. They try to get him to the edge, and he threw the ball on the wrong side of him.
Wrong side. That's 2 times this game. The wrong side. This is the very first play of the game for Defiance on their first possession, where they tried that little swing pass and it was on the wrong side of him.
Well, they have to make a decision as to whether they're going to throw it on the inside of him where he's going forward, or they're throwing on the outside of him, and both times has been wrong. Yeah. And you're correct. That's just one of those little small things.
Yes.
It's not the big thing. Everybody knew where the ball was going. The route was run right.
Yeah.
And it's just those little things, and that's where Defiance is catching themselves down. They just false started there, and he didn't call it. Motion. Ooh, empty backfield. They went quads. A single man.
Go for that
they
corner.
went for the single. He went for it, and did he catch it or not? He caught that ball. Touchdown.
Oh, wow.
Touchdown Defiance. He caught it.
Wow.
Went right through him. Really interesting play diagram, by the way. I love that.
I do, too.
That was really nice. He moved the corner to the other side of the field when he brought the man across into quads. and then pulled the back one-on-one, which is one of their better athletes, and scored that ball.
When they initially lined up with the man in the backfield, I thought they were going near side corner, but then they went empty and changed everything. I thought Rose was going to knock that ball down.
Yeah.
The interior guy was coming across to that corner. I thought he was going to get there.
Well, I'll tell you what.
That's great concentration.
I love the diagram.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going home, put that one in. Just telling you. That's a really nice play. 38-6. They went for two, didn't get it on the pass to Edwards in the corner. And it's still 38-6 when we return for more action here on Indiana Sports Network.
Get a fresh start at York Chevy Buick on US Highway 40 in Brazil. We have fresh discounts on Chevy Silverado up to $10,000 off. Chevy Trax, $87 per month. Buick Encore, $117 per month. Or Chevy Equinoxes up to $6,500 off. It's a new year. Get a new ride at YorkChevy.com. Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one. You are. You're number one at York.
Patty,
100%.
Patty, Patty. The flavor, the way they cook it, the way they season it, the way that it's made. Queso burger.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, I'll tell you what, Defiance hasn't stopped playing. As really liked that last play call by Coach Matt Sakis as they got the ball one-on-one with a good athlete on the edge and with a linebacker in coverage. Smart play. Rose-Hulman wasn't prepared for that one, but at the same time, Rose-Hulman's been prepared for almost everything. And if it wasn't for the great punt return by Terry Geiger by Defiance, Rose-Hulman wouldn't have had that opportunity to see Defiance score here late in the first half. 1:20 left to go here in the first half, and it's 38-6. Rose-Hulman with it. Kickoff right up the middle. And Rose-Hulman's going to have a chance for a return on this one. Getting it over the 40 to 45, 43-yard line, and that's where the Fighting Engineers will have the football when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look for ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And Rose-Hulman with the football. Dion back in the ball game. They're going to give the ball to Welchins on a delayed draw, and he won't go anywhere, so it'll be 2nd and 10. 1 minute left to go here in the first half. A 38-6 Rose-Hulman lead. As we just saw Defiance with an outstanding punt return set up their first score of the ball game. Dion looking, picking up, and Zimmerman catches the football for a first down, and that's going to stop the clock. 47 seconds left to go as Rose-Hulman will again line up and see what's going on here. Andrew Dion, Welchins, Shane Welchins in the backfield. Welchins. Dion going. They got the screen pass. They'll get it to Welchins on left side. He's got Field down to the 30, 28, 26-yard line. Clock will stop till the chains are moved. 37 seconds as a screen play got it down to the 26. Make it the 27. Rose-Hulman with the football. Trips to the right-hand side. Hurry up offense. Dion looking. Welchins sideline going for the bomb. He's got him open. And a nice play by the safety. Came over, made the play, knocked the ball down. 26 seconds left to go.
Welchins actually knocked that one down. He didn't want to be picked off. He did a great job playing DB himself. Knocked that ball away to keep the Defiance from snagging that.
So the wheel route out of the backfield, which is, again, another one of those plays if you're looking. And Defiance was ready for that one. Dion looking back, steps up in the middle, fires it down the middle, potential pick.
Yeah.
He threw it to Noah Thomas, but Noah was definitely covered that time. They had somebody jumping that one.
And once again, Noah Thomas had to knock that ball down. You want to make sure your quarterback doesn't get an interception as they're trying to stick another one in the end zone here for sure.
Big third down. Plenty of time left, 19 seconds. You go for the first down here and call a timeout, and you're right in scoring position.
They haven't called a timeout yet.
Dion looking down the middle. You go to the edge, and that's picked.
Yeah.
That's a really nice defensive play that time for Defiance. 26 on the interception is Jacques Genevieve. He's the sophomore from Miami Gardens, Florida. Nice play, stayed on the route, went down, got the football, and stymies Rose-Hulman's opportunity to put another score on the board here with 13 seconds left to go in the first half.
And that's just what you want. It's one of those comeback routes, and the timing issues persist on both ways, don't they, Herb?
They sure do.
The timing issue just wasn't quite there.
And this one, normally you just kneel and go home to the halftime and see if you can go in and regroup a little bit, see what happens. Young ball club, you don't want to turn it over here. But they're in the gun. So this is not a normal situation. They'll hand the ball off, and he gets just hammered inside. He'll get just to the line of scrimmage at the 3, and that should be the end of the half as the clock's winding down. Rose-Hulman will go to the halftime. They lead 38-6 here in the first ball game in March that I have ever heard of in college football. Rose-Hulman leading 38-6 over Defiance College. We'll come back for a halftime show and be ready to go with this one. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
H&R Block is your tax preparation service experts, no matter how you file. Sue Jones and Associates offer all tax preparation and all the tax services you need, not only at tax time, but throughout the year. Get your hometown tax help from Sue Goshen's H&R Block, located in Brazil, across from the courthouse.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, game 1, the first half of it is in the books, and Rose-Hulman has been dominant through the first half of this football game. Defiance did score at the end, toward the latter stages of the second quarter, but Rose-Hulman has a commanding lead in this football game as we start the season here in 2021. It's a spring start, but we're nonetheless glad that we're actually playing football, as not all conferences are playing football. But here in the HCAC, we're able to start the season. We intend to get this season over with in about a couple of months. And here in this first half, at halftime, Rose-Hulman has a 38-6 lead over the Yellow Jackets of Defiance. It's been a dominating performance, and the guys that you thought you would hear from here at Rose-Hulman, we have heard from. And so you're looking at Andrew Dion, Noah Thomas, and Shane Welshons have done a great job. The skilled players for Rose-Hulman, Andrew Dion, 14 of 21, did have that pick at the end of the half as they were trying to get one more score at the end of the half. His day might be over. We'll see if he comes out as Rose-Hulman gets their first possession in the third quarter. But quite possibly Andrew Dion's day is over. If it is, he finishes 14 of 21, 277 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. He did have a 56-yard pass completion. Rushing stats, you look at Shane Welshins. He ran the ball 13 times for 63 yards. He does have 1 touchdown. We also have a gentleman who got his first touchdown, in my recollection, the first touchdown, Lance Shelton from Kansas City, Missouri. 3 rushes for 47 yards. He had a long touchdown run, a 42-yard touchdown run that went to the left pylon, and he was able to use his wheels and get there. So the Engineers have run the ball for 110 yards, pass for 277. Our receivers, Noah Thomas, 7 receptions, 183 yards. I looked up during the second quarter, and I had him for needing about 176 yards coming into this game to eclipse the first place receiver here in Rose-Hulman history. Well, Noah Thomas has 7 receptions for 183 yards to go along with 2 touchdowns. By my quick math, he is now the all-time leading yards leader here at Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. In this, his first game of the 2021 season, past Alec Fisher, who played back in 2016, graduated back in 2016. So that record stayed on the books for about 5 years, and Noah Thomas now has eclipsed that and is going to run away with it because he has 6 more games. But knock on wood, with health, Noah Thomas will have 6 more games after this one to put up, probably another 1,000+ yards, 1,200 yards or so the rest of this season. Also, Salute, 2 receptions for 50 yards. Welshins, 2 receptions for 25 yards. Zimmerman, 2 grabs for 14 yards. And Sakalaris had 1 grab for 5 yards. So Rose-Hulman doing it on the ground and in the air. Very balanced offense last year, starting this off the same way this year. But sometimes you take what the coverage gives you. If you have open receivers flying around all over the middle of the field, you can't help but play a little pitch and catch and throw it down the field and get it to your all-time leader in receiving yards. That sounds good. That's Noah Thomas. How about you go to recruit some players from a particular high school, in this case, you got Ben Davis High School in Indianapolis. Hey, did you know that the all-time leader in receiving yards comes from this school? Did you know that, young man?
Yeah, and the other one is some of our fans here that are watching this one don't really know what Ben Davis is, but Ben Davis and I can go way back. Ben Davis in '91 was the national champions in high school. That's one of the premier programs in the state of Indiana and in the Midwest, as they produce multiple Division I players every year. It's just one of those places, and to have somebody that says, I want my academics to be as important as my athletics.
Right.
And that's exactly what Noah Thomas has done by coming to Rose-Hulman. Rose-Hulman, the premier engineering program here in the Midwest. And when I say that, nationally ranked #1, as you see in all of the advertisements, and rightly so, for 20 years, ranked #1 in the country. And you can see it. And I've seen it in multiple players throughout some of our higher academic institutions in Indiana, where those Division I athletes don't want to just be known for athletics.
Right.
They know that's not their ticket. Their ticket's not the NFL or anything else that way. But they want to have their academics take over, and that's why Noah Thomas is playing here at Rose-Hulman.
And not a bad decision indeed, as a young man's going to pick up a very nice, valuable diploma, and that'll set him up very, very nicely.
Well, if you didn't know, folks,
career.
I teach at a high school, and when I tell my students about Rose-Hulman, the #1 thing I say is, look, you're going to get about $80,000 on the year average graduating from Rose-Hulman on your first contract that you sign.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal. And again, premier academic institution, and I love all the people here at Rose-Hulman I've gotten a chance to meet. They've been very, this is a wonderful institution, and the people that graduate from here all tell you that. Yep. And from that aspect, it's 38-6. Rose-Hulman with a substantial lead. They played nearly flawless football. They fumbled the ball twice, or fumbled it once, and on the last play of the half, basically for Rose-Hulman offensively, threw an interception with an opportunity for that 2-minute drive. But other than that, they played nearly flawless football in the first half. Defiance has had a hard time, struggled, still maintaining their ability and playing hard. They just haven't been able to do things. So we're looking at a little bit of a lopside, but at the same time, we're playing football in March. This is an awesome opportunity for Rose-Hulman, for the conference, just to be playing. I know my son coaches as well in college, and their conference is shut down for the entire year. So there are places where you can't do this. Right. And for our athletes here at Rose-Hulman to get that opportunity to play football, it's a great opportunity. We're going to pause for a break, and we'll be right back for more here on our halftime show. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Get a fresh start at York Chevy Buick on US Highway 40 in Brazil. We have fresh discounts on Chevy Silverado up to $10,000 off. Chevy Trax, $87 per month. Buick Encore, $117 per month. Or Chevy Equinoxes up to $6,500 off. It's a new year. Get a new ride at YorkChevy.com. Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one. You are. You're number one at York.
Chili's first because
Chili's
it's
like the star of it.
And then cheese is just there to be like,
I'm gonna lift you up.
It would be nothing without the Fritos and the cheese.
And cheese is like the hype man.
Sonic Fritos Chili Cheese Junior Wrap.
I got you. Yeah.
4 years ago, I drove my daughter to Riddell National Bank, where she opened her savings account. Today, she's still saving money. My relationship with Riddell is better than ever, too. No other bank focuses on relationships as much as they do. I can count on them for small business loans when I need them. Riddell National Bank helps small business owners and their families grow, both financially and personally. Riddell National Bank, making friends since 1885.
At ServPro, we offer cleaning services, including the removal of biohazard containments. We have the specialized training and products to get your property back to business. We are here to help get your business back to normal. ServPro in the Wabash Valley, here to help.
Patty,
100%.
Patty, Patty. The flavor, the way they cook it, the way they season it, the way that it's made. Queso burger.
This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
At Union Health, we understand that early detection of breast cancer saves lives. That's why the Clara Fairbanks Center for Women offers the most advanced breast cancer detection available. Tomosynthesis 3D breast imaging. This state-of-the-art technology pinpoints breast cancer at its earliest stages when it's most curable. For you, that means earlier detection. For us, that means being able to give you peace of mind in your health care. To schedule your mammogram, call 812-238-7766. Union Health. Healthier together.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And welcome back to Terre Haute, Indiana, on the campus of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology for this afternoon's ball game. Again, 38-6 at halftime. Rose-Hulman with the lead. And Walt, when you look at just the overall things that are going on, it's a great thing to see Rose-Hulman play, but they have really played well here in the first half.
They really have, and it's always you're always kind of curious how a team will come out to start their season, but when you have some of your leaders that return, that helps. But some other guys that we've never seen before have filled in quite well and have kind of fit in. But Rose-Hulman's come out swinging offensively, as you see. Man, this defense is impressive. And I'm going to tell you, I really like Mr. Stevens. Michael Stevens has made it quite an impression this afternoon thus far. And I think with health, he could have a very fine season. That's a guy that, as a junior, but is going to have a fine season this year.
And I'm going to tell you something else. They set him up. And when I say that, he is a setup style player. And when you do that, when you set your player up that you know can make the plays, and you make everybody else revolve around and force. He doesn't get blocked because they have coverage up front. They use the Bears front every now and then. It's a 5-1 front, and sometimes they'll drop it. So it's a 3-3. You move them up and move them around and cause the lineman to pick the wrong guy to block. And they've stunted Stevens a couple times and gotten him the opportunity to make the play. But it's really a setup defense. You put your better tackler in that spot. That's 33 because he can run people down. Stevens just has enough athletic ability to run people down. But the defensive line has gotten penetration and caused holes to open up to allow Steven to hit the hole. And when Stevens hits a hole, the back's sitting right in it.
That's right.
Good scheme defensively for Rose-Hulman. Again, when we talk about schemes, wow, the Defiance touchdown that they ran, that was a schemed up play that I haven't seen. That was really fun. And it wasn't out of the ordinary too much. It made it pretty easy for the quarterback to figure out what he was doing with the football, but he got a one-on-one matchup with a linebacker. The safety couldn't get there quick enough, threw it right in between them, got the score. We didn't know if he was going to catch it or not, but that was a great play and got Defiance on the board. They needed that just as every other team needs. You need to score, you need to play hard. They're a young group. Play a lot of freshmen and a lot of sophomores in this one. And again, from what we saw 2 years ago, vastly improved, but it's improved from a depth standpoint and from a program standpoint. They haven't shown that improvement on how they played in the field maybe as much as what Coach Matt Sakis would have liked to have seen that. And for Coach Sokol, again, it's doing the same things, doing them right, doing them over and over again, and that's why Rose-Hulman is in the lead, 38-6 here at halftime. As again, a gorgeous day, about 50 degrees, not a lot of wind. Just it reminds you of a really great crisp fall day at about late October, early November. But at the same time, here we are in March. Playing football, and just a beautiful opportunity. We're going to pause for a break. We'll come back and have the start here of the second half. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
Oh, heaven.
So you think chicken is heaven?
Oh my gosh, it's yes. I love that the bun's toasted and the chicken's cooked to the crisp. It is perfect. Chicken slinger.
Heaven in my mouth.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look both ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo.
H&R Block is your tax preparation service experts, no matter how you file. Sue Jones and Associates offer all tax preparation and all the tax services you need, not only at tax time, but throughout the year. Get your hometown tax help from Sue Goshen's H&R Block, located in Brazil, across from the courthouse. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And welcome back to Rose-Hulman as both teams now appear on the sidelines getting ready for this one. And again, 38-6, looking at two things. One, Rose-Hulman wants to, again, come out, get a good start, not turn the football over, move the football consistently, and then they're going to get some players in and let them have an opportunity to play. We've already seen a second-string quarterback in for Rose-Hulman, and that's Miguel Robertson, a 6'2 freshman from California, and he had an opportunity in one drive, was only able to just take the snaps and get it off. He didn't get a drive going. Andrew Dion, on the other hand, has had the opportunities to move the football. They passed it well, good completion percentage, but more importantly, he got the ball to Noah Thomas in the open field for about 180 yards in receptions here in the first half, and Noah Thomas becomes the all-time leading receiver in Rose-Hulman history as he moves from fourth place all the way up to first here in this in the ball game here in the first half. So we'll look for more opportunities that way, but Rose-Hulman will try to build some depth here in the second half, put some second string, third string guys in, get those things moving. For Defiance, they're playing young players in spots, and they're just going to need to play. And those first and second string guys are going to need to play hard for them, see if they can move the football, put a little more points on the board, but more importantly, defensively continue to play hard and play well. And again, you know they had to have special teams opportunities at halftime for Defiance. They have had trouble. That immediately that botched snap on their second series caused a Rose-Hulman touchdown, and that's a tough thing to have happen when you're young. You're just going to have to fight through it and get better, and the more snaps and the more things they take, the tougher and better Defiance is going to be. And as a program, like we've said before, I see huge improvements in the program. The issue is it's got to come on the field, and they need to show up here in the third quarter and see what they can do.
You know, one thing I'm very curious of, we saw an injury to Maurice Brewer at the end of the second quarter. Hopefully he's able to play in the second half. We'll have to try to watch and see as their defensive unit comes out after this offensive series for them to see. Hopefully he can, come out and be able to play. I really hope so, because I enjoyed watching that young man play in the first half.
Well, they have some players that can play. Again, it's a matter of execution and making sure they're not turning the ball over, and that didn't happen in the first quarter. Score got away from a little bit. They ducked their head a little bit, and all of a sudden they find themselves down 38-6 to a pretty quality right now, looks like Rose-Hulman team. Yeah. And when I say that, you never know how it's going to be towards the end here, but Rose-Hulman played very well in that first quarter.
Yeah, they did.
Zimmerman will tee it up, and he'll pound this one, a line shot this time, and it'll go down. And
how did that stay in bounds?
It stayed in bounds. They're going to have to pick it up at the 5. He's scooped up, then he's got a little bit of a seam, but he's going to be hemmed in at the 12-yard line. What a play.
That's a tough break for Defiance. That's a really tough break. The ball was headed out of bounds, but some way had some crazy English on it. It curved back in bounds. Like it was headed out of bounds. They're going to have that at the 35-yard line or whatever it is.
Always cover a kick. Always. Not part-time. Always cover the kick.
Oh, man. That's one of those life lessons, isn't it?
That is. Always do something means always. It doesn't mean part-time.
That's unfortunate.
Defiance with the football at the 7-yard line. Rose-Hulman has them pinned deep this time. Underneath, they're going to run fake jet. They're going to put the ball over to the right side. He's got some yardage. He'll pick up about 3 on this. And those are 3 tough yards they needed. And Williams with, again, the carry. Nazavius Williams, the freshman from Hudson, Florida. He's been doing about half the ball carrying in this one. And they needed to get themselves out of the back of the end zone. Ball rests at the 15-yard line. The ball's at the 12 before. Now it's at the 15. Quick throw. He's got him down the middle, and a nice catch. Little ball was thrown a little bit behind Terry Geiger, but he hauled it in, and he'll pick up the first down. That's the second first down in the ball game for Defiance.
Geiger did a great job of throttling down and making sure they didn't overrun that ball, which if he would have done that, it probably would have been an interception. But he did a great job, get a first down, move the chains. That's a great job to start the third quarter.
Geiger in motion. They'll hand the ball off, and that's their running scheme, and it's a zone running scheme. What they're doing is put him in motion, block the backside end, everybody scoop front side, and see if they can get an outside zone run. Picks up 2 yards on it. And that's 2nd and 8.
That's Tyshawn Freeman.
Freeman came into the ball game. Mm-hmm. And again, they're using everybody, getting people rotation, which they need to do, getting everybody opportunity to play. Lang with the throw, got it to the edge, and Geiger hauls that one in. He's close to the first down yardage. Didn't make it, but they'll be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, Quasabars just couldn't quite get over the top on that. It was a great job there. You got to float that thing up. We've seen that several times. And float it up toward the sideline. Give a guy an opportunity. They've created one-on-one matchups on the sideline quite often.
Well, and that's what you're going to do on this one. You put trips in a formation. Somebody's going to be one-on-one. It's either going to be the single receiver or the third receiver in the slot.
Pressure.
Went for it on the edge and actually helps him out. Lang, best run of the day, and that could have been a hit on the head. Didn't. Everybody avoided everybody. His second first down of the half for Defiance as they're moving to football.
Yeah, busted play. They worked out for their benefit. He had the handoff looking one way, and there's nobody there. He's like, uh-oh, I guess I got to run with this thing.
that might be a little scary. You might go back home and have flashes with that one as you go to sleep. Hey, let me turn. There's no one there.
Yeah, they're going to have a little powwow in the film session on Monday, aren't they?
Somebody did something wrong there. Rose-Hulman lines up in blitz. They're going to hand the football off. Their running back gets 4 yards, 4 yards, right at 5 yards. That's a nice carry on the inside by number 27, and that's Williams again on the carry. As they're rotating the backs back and forth, everybody's going to get 3 or 4 plays, and they just keep rotating them.
Man, you're seeing a lot of Florida, Georgia, Ohio on this roster, don't you?
You sure do.
Mm-hmm.
What did Holt say when he was at Minnesota? The linemen are going to, the majority of our players are going to come from Minnesota, but our arms and legs are going to come from somewhere else.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what they've done here. Athletic kids, got a man open on that slot, picks up the first down. That's a drive. Now we're in an actual drive for Defiance. First time the entire ball game. They're just consistently doing it. They threw the ball this time to Edwards on that little hitch route for the third guy who was wide open in the slot because Rose-Hulman's playing a cover 2 shell defense.
Riley Roberts on the stop from Greenwood, Indiana.
Again, now they're not speeding the actual play call, but they're doing kind of what a lot of teams do. Keep them out there so you don't have to run them back and forth to the huddle. 2 by 2, Edwards in motion. They're going to set him on the left side now to trips. Lang, screen pass, and that was a good play for Rose-Hulman.
Nobody there.
That linebacker followed him right down and knocked him down, and Lang was smart enough to throw the ball away. The problem is it did go past the line of scrimmage, almost got lineman downfield on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the tough one. You're throwing a screen pass. You usually throw it at his feet. If you throw it over his head and you have a lineman about a step further than those, you're going to get called for the penalty.
Lucky that play developed fast.
Yes.
They give him a chance to really get down the field.
They're on about a 25-second clip, and when I say that, they'll snap the ball with 10, 15 seconds. That's where they are. Now, it's a little slot. Edwards got it right up the middle. He'll pick up another 6-7 yards.
Absorb that hit and fall forward for another 2. Very nice there.
The only thing on that route, he's curling a little bit too far to the inside, and that safety's going to take his head off pretty soon.
Which almost happened.
If he goes straight up the field on that one and sits, it makes it a lot more difficult play for the defense to get a guy over there. But it's a tougher throw, too.
At this point, I was going to say, at this point, you'll take the easier throw and say, hey, guy, just got to get down.
Now it's a 3rd and 2. Big third down play as Defiance has picked up 3 first downs. There's the counter play, and he got a nice one. But Geiger gets just hammered in the hole. It'll be a first down. They're going to give you forward progress to the 30.
Okay.
So forward progress to the 30-yard line. That's 4 straight first downs for Defiance as they're driving the ball and playing well right now.
That might have been Matthew Ogden there on that tackle. Trying to see who that was, and It does that counter play that we thought once again it was going to go for about 7, 8, 9, 10 yards, and it got cut down pretty quickly.
The tackle's having a hard time moving up into the hole. That's where they're having trouble with it, and that comes with timing and repetition. 4-man rush for Rose-Hulman, potential hold.
Yeah.
No, Lang steps up in, and he gets wrapped up by his tackle, loses a yard.
Yeah, he got wrapped up by Isaiah Robinson, his right guard, unfortunately. You try to avoid the rush that was coming, and I think that was Devin Cobb for Rose-Hulman, and run into some friendly fire.
Well, they had a really nice stunt going. Their linebacker came A-gap short side and ended up B-gap wide side, so he caused a lot of problems. Lineman turned around to get him and ran right into the quarterback.
Second down. Do you go deep here?
Bring in 4.
Pressure.
And they got pressure right in his face. He's got to throw it, and that's not a good pass as Edwards goes down on the sideline, intended receiver, but it was a good play by Lang just to get rid of the ball so he didn't get sacked.
Yeah, I thought they might go deep on that one. And I think they might have wanted to, but defensive pressure got that backfield awfully fast. It gave him no time to let that route to set up.
Well, the whole issue has been defensive pressure. Rose-Hulman has brought multiple fronts. They play with a 3-man front, but at times it becomes 5, 6. Sometimes they play what you saw Clemson play, where they bring all 6 guys up into gaps and they only rush 3. And then you can't tell which guys are coming.
Right.
So it causes the linemen all kinds of grief. They have no idea who's coming at them.
Now you got 3rd and 11 here. It's going to be interesting to see what we dial up. 2 down territory possibly.
Brought 5, had a man open down the middle, and there's Geiger again, and it's got the first down. He went across the line to gain. And again, those little short passes off the edge, and they can be picked. But right now, Lang has got him is consistent in where he's throwing the football.
And a great job once again by Geiger to be able to get some yards after that catch. He knew exactly what he needed to get for the first down, and he got it.
Well, and he's a quality athlete.
Sure is.
He's the guy that returned that punt all the way down to the 15-yard line to set up their first and only score. It's 38-6, and again, Defiance has opened up the third quarter by moving the football. Goes for the bomb. He's got him open, and good defensive pressure there, and a nice play off the edge by Tice Miller, who's the guy they line up one-on-one on the short side of the field. And, again, Rose-Hulman is defensively pretty solid. That's where 2 years ago, Defiance had the athlete to win that battle.
Okay.
And if they haven't won the deep one-on-one battle off of the short side of trips today. They just haven't won that battle. Trips is the normal formation. We're in 2-by-2 this time. 2 receivers to the top, 2 at the bottom. Single coverage on Geiger. He goes in motion. They're bringing him across the formation, and they're going to run that outside zone.
Look out.
And they've run that too many times as Rose-Hulman is sitting there waiting on Williams as he gets wrapped up for about a 3-4 yard loss.
That's the definition of a sitting duck right there. Kaiser Bowen just able to clean that up, and you saw it coming. Geiger passed him. I thought maybe Geiger would get on the little jet sweep, but once he passed the line of scrimmage, you're like, uh-oh, okay, here we go.
Well, and with that sweep, he's going to have to belly all the way out, and the tough part is Rose-Hulman has an extra man off the edge, so they're not going to run that very often, if ever, only to keep him honest. And the only thing they've been trying to run is that outside zone the other way, and haven't gained very many yards, only about a yard average gain. Nice throw to the edge, nice move on the outside, and picking up some yardage is number 12, and that's their one of their leading receivers. That's Anthony Amison.
Yeah, you're talking about nice twitch after that catch to roll and get an extra 2-3 yards. So that was very nice to get this 4th and manageable here.
4th down again. So we'll see if he's got something else up his sleeve. Last time it was 4th down. They threw the ball in the end zone for a touchdown. This time, 3 receivers at the top of your screen. Lang with the football, pumps up, tries to go for it, and it could have been picked there.
Yeah.
It's tipped, and that will be a turnover on downs. Rose-Hulman will take possession when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Rose-Hulman with the football. Andrew Dion will take the football and hand it off to the right side is Welchins, and he'll be nailed for about a 2-3 yard loss.
So we wondered who would come out to begin the third quarter. You get their first stringers. And this will probably be their only series, you would think, right?
No, I think they could go most of the quarter.
Okay.
And the reason why is because it's the opening ball game.
That's true.
And you're going to put different combinations in with different play opportunities. That was an outside zone we haven't seen run today. Pin and pull concept could have been used that way, but the way Defiance is playing defense, it's tough to get the pin and pull. Welchins with the football again. They're running inside zone. They hammer it up in there. It'll pick up 2 yards and get it back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Not much doing there is Defiance. That drive took nearly half the quarter.
It was a great drive for Defiance. They didn't come up with points, but as a learning drive, and what they did as a great drive for the Yellow Jackets is they can build on that at the end of the year. 31, Maurice Brewer is back in the ball game playing defensive end here. He's at the bottom of your screen. Inside, play action pass. Dion with the hitch on the edge. It almost picked. That was a really nice read that time by number 26. That's Genvier, the cornerback, 5'6" from sophomore from Miami Gardens, Florida, as he had a great break on the football, and that'll cause a 4th down. And Rose-Hulman will be forced to punt here in the opening series. Defiance has played very well out of the half.
Yeah, Jaquay, another one of those guys somebody saw a couple of weekends ago at the indoors. He got some wheels, man.
And sitting back there waiting on it, Terry Geiger had a huge return the last time he got one. Decent punt. Geiger's going to field this and makes a good move again and just gets wrapped up. Really nice play. 26 on the tackle. That's Dorsey for Rose-Hulman. And taking over will be Defiance when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy.
Lang throws it out, hit immediately. They won't gain any yards. They'll give him 1 on that one. Those are dangerous passes because right now Rose-Hulman changed their defensive scheme towards that trip side, and if he throws another one of those, it could be a pick 6. 2 receivers at the top to the bottom of the screen. Amison and Geiger here at the bottom. Geiger on motion. They'll run that outside zone again, and this time he'll pick up about 3.
Man, when you get met in that hole by an engineer today, you're feeling it because they're hitting hard, Herb.
Everybody wants to play. They've waited a long time to do this one. And, you know, the best thing about 2021 is we get to do this again in the fall.
That's right. So you're getting some nice reps here. And I would like to, think that you're going to see a lot of guys this spring. They're going to get opportunities. Because you don't want to overload somebody that's going to be coming back next year.
Everybody's going to get an opportunity to play and get better. Lang,
look out.
Fake, and sack number 5.
Yeah, Rose defense, the interior is just really feasting today on this offensive line of Defiance. And that's one of the things that last year made this defense so tough is the fact that they're able to get in the backfield, and that's starting off the same way that we finished last season.
Andrew Hesse, the linebacker from Loveland, Ohio, brings him down on that one. He'll get credit for that sack. But Rose-Hulman just consistently with their 3-man front has they bring and dial up multiple blitzes and angles and pinch and stunt, and you have no idea where they're coming from. So you better be real. There's another twister. Got a man open in the corner and double coverage. And that should have been a single cover, but it wasn't. And with that, another turnover opportunity. Rose-Hulman will take possession of the football. They went for it on 4th down. I don't blame them either.
I don't either.
Because right now it doesn't matter that way. Give them an opportunity. And it looked like you had single coverage. Instead, they had double coverage as they rotated the safety over and brought a huge different twist up front. And when I say that, they twisted everybody and brought a linebacker. They brought 5 that time. Rose-Hulman with the football. Dion fakes it to Thomas, and here's the big one down the middle. That's what we talked about.
Yep.
Play action fake the jet, throw it down the middle. Touchdown, Rose-Hulman. Adam Salou, the 6'2 sophomore from Virginia, with that score. Nobody on him, and that was a really great play design.
Well, Salou, you can see the maturation process of this offense. Maybe the handing of the baton from Noah Thomas to Salou. You never know how this is going to happen after this season. Obviously, have 2 more years to go in this offense. And, boy, I'm going to tell you, this is another guy that you plug in this offense can really stretch the field, Herb.
He looked good at the end of last year, and he's really looking good today in the opening ball game. Rose-Hulman with a substantial lead, 44-6, but more importantly, everybody's getting involved. We'll be back with more. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
4 years ago, I drove my daughter to Riddell National Bank, where she opened her savings account. Today, she's still saving money. My relationship with Riddell is better than ever, too. No other bank focuses on relationships as much as they do. I can count on them for small business loans when I need them. Riddell National Bank helps small business owners and their families grow, both financially and personally. Riddell National Bank, making friends since 1885.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And we want to thank our sponsors for today's game, Farm Bureau Insurance and Micah Bonomo, Goshen H&R Block, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, Surf Pro, Sonic Drive-In, Union Health, and York Automotive. York Automotive is the transportation specialist we use here at Indiana Sports Network, with locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. Zimmerman with another kickoff. This one he gets down to the 10-yard line, puts it in a corner, and return gets it up over the 20, almost to the 25, and that's where Defiance College will take over when we return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look for ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And Defiance College with the football. Geiger in motion all the way across. They'll run the counter back the other way. Caught him from behind, and that's the problem with running it the way that Defiance runs it. Geiger's going to have to get a piece of that defensive end. He wasn't able to do it, and a really nice play defensively by Rose-Hulman as they followed the pullers and picked up the tackle for a 1-yard loss.
Pat Kelly, a 6'3 sophomore from Woodstock, Illinois. Great job coming from the backside, and all you need is a shoelace sometimes. That's all you need sometimes.
With the throw in the flat and a potential first down, but he drags him down a yard short.
Good fight there.
It'll be 3rd and 1.
Edwards couldn't quite carry 3 guys. He could, if it was just 2, he probably got the first down. But that third man kept him on to the 3rd and short.
Strap him on. Let's go.
Oh, my.
Potential for that first down. It's 3rd and 1, and again, Rose-Hulman with the consistent defensive effort and pressure.
Yep.
But Defiance, I've really been impressed by Defiance coming out of the locker room down.
Me too.
By a good amount, and they actually have played better the second half.
Yes.
Much better.
Maybe get some nerves, some butterflies out possibly.
Throwing the out and off the fingertips. Geiger could have hauled that one in and laid out and got it. He didn't get it.
Yeah.
Bring up 4th and 1, and don't be surprised if Defiance goes for this because the score hasn't been lengthened that much. We'll see what goes on. They bring in their big back.
See if you can try to pound this thing up the middle possibly. I don't know. They haven't done that much. Most of the run plays you've seen have been a counter.
They brought in Freeman. He's the guy that their big back, and when I say that, he comes hard.
Yeah, he does.
Tyshawn Freeman, and again, another freshman. They've got athletes. Rose-Hulman's bringing the whole house. They went for the quick fade, and he threw back shoulder fade. One was expecting back shoulder fade. The other had a read. That's a total read route. And when I say this, from quarterback to wide receiver, that is a read route. That means if you get a certain kind of pressure, you have an out. If you get the other kind of pressure, you're supposed to run the fade. In this case, the receiver said, hey, I got back shoulder fade. Quarterback said, hey, you should be running the out. And with that miscommunication, turnover, Rose-Hulman with the football in a very short field, 33 yards to go.
Just one of those things you'll work out in the course of time, isn't it?
It just takes a little bit of time to make sure everybody's on the same page, and they'll hear about this one tomorrow and all throughout the week, just making sure that they correct the process.
That'll be in the film session.
Sure.
And it should be.
Second string quarterback back into the ball game. He'll throw a quick slant.
I got to catch that for him.
Just didn't get that one.
Oh.
Incomplete pass intended for number 5. That's Ryan Schmidt, the wide receiver from Katy, Texas. He's a sophomore. And again, if you're looking at teams that have multiple states involved, and this is really different. Defiance has this. Rose-Hulman always has it. Run outside zone, and then he gets wrapped up and just thrown down 94 on the tackle. And that's Nabs from Pickerington, Ohio.
I think that was the first time we've seen Maxwell Hatch. I believe the first time he's carried the ball today, a senior from St. Charles, Illinois.
Play action pass. Pass down the middle, got him open, and a nice throw right in the seam, right in a sit-down mode, and that's a really nice catch there. 23 with the catch, and that's Huruska. That's the starting tight end from Valparaiso, Indiana. Maxwell Hatch with the ball off the left side, almost gets hemmed in.
Nice cut back.
And a really nice cut. He'll pick up 3 yards.
Yeah, Hatch was looking like he's going to be hemmed in. You saw that the long arm of the law reaching out to cut him down, but he couldn't quite reach him.
Miguel Robertson is playing the quarterback mode. He's the freshman, second string quarterback. He's getting reps here in the second half. That's valuable.
Yes. You never know when you're going to be pressed into duty.
If you're down into some kind of a championship game and you don't have a reliable backup, you're in trouble.
Sure are.
He's throwing the ball well, picks his receiver. Another same throw this time outside. And again, number 5, Schmidt with the catch. Picks up the first down. It'll be first and goal, Rose-Hulman from the 6.
You can tell that sometimes who guys have been throwing to in the offseason. And it looks like Schmidt and Robertson have a little connection there. Nothing wrong with that.
I always laugh. Yeah, good connection if he's open and you can hit him. Inside. Nice run down inside the 5 now. He's got it down to the 4. It'll be second and goal from the 4, and you can good view of Maxwell Hatch, the running back from St. Charles, Illinois. And we've seen him play.
In the end zone.
Huh?
Love to get him in the end zone.
Yeah, you want to see your seniors get a chance to score in senior day.
He's been a contributor to this team.
In multiple ways, not just in one.
Yeah. It'll be the end of the third quarter.
End of the third quarter. Rose-Hulman with a 45-6 lead as a beautiful day here in Terre Haute. We'll return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
At Union Health, we understand that early detection of breast cancer saves lives. That's why the Clara Fairbanks Center for Women offers the most advanced breast cancer detection available. Tomosynthesis 3D breast imaging. This state-of-the-art technology pinpoints breast cancer at its earliest stages when it's most curable. For you, that means earlier detection. For us, that means being able to give you peace of mind in your health care. To schedule your mammogram, call 812-238-7766. Union Health. Healthier together.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Basketball is coming to Terre Haute, Indiana in the form of semi-pro basketball. The Hoosier Hardwood Basketball Association begins in earnest tomorrow evening from the Terre Haute Boys and Girls Club. The Terre Haute Sharpshooters are the Terre Haute team that will represent this area, Terre Haute and Brazil, and surrounding area as the Terre Haute Sharpshooters. We're playing Newcastle Nighthawks tomorrow night. The Boys and Girls Club, 7 p.m. is the opening tip. Pre-game will be 6:45, and doors are open, I believe, around 6 p.m. Thereabouts. So semi-pro basketball will reach Terre Haute, Indiana. Very exciting here on the Indiana Sports Network.
Hatch inside and outside, and you're going to have a block in the back or a hold.
Yeah,
we'll see what goes on here as a penalty flag goes flying in the middle. As, again, Defiance with a play, holds them out of the end zone, and somebody got a little bit upset down towards that one as they walk him off. And when I say that, it's a Defiance player, and they're not real pleased with something going on down there. But that'll move Rose-Hulman back. It is nice to see something different.
Yes.
Too bad we're kind of working in the pandemic to work through this, but still an opportunity to do some really fun stuff with.
It really is.
With some guys who don't have a chance to go and play in Europe or do something else. And a lot of, when we say the sharpshooters, that kind of sets up Terre Haute.
It does.
It just kind of fits right in there.
It seems like it should have an E on the end of the P, though. It's going to have SHRPE.
Yep.
Sharpshooters.
Howard, a tremendous basketball guy from Terre Haute.
Absolutely.
And, to have that team kind of named after him. It's not really, but you get the idea. And then the other part is Terre Haute's known to have guys that shoot the three.
That's right.
And so put those things all together, and you're going to have a fun night of entertainment, and you can watch some of those ball games here on Indiana Sports Network.
We have a game each week, basically game of the week, with most of them on Sundays. I think all more Sundays between Boys and Girls Club and then St. Mary of the Woods College. And so you have 4 teams in this league in the inaugural season.
Miguel Robertson looking at this one, fade down the corner, and it's another pick. Another nice play defensively. And again, Defiance, even though they're down, they're finding ways to rally and do some things. So that pick will give the Yellow Jackets the football when we return on Indiana Sports Network. And again, nice play by Defiance. They get the turnover, and they have the football 1st and 10 from the 20, 80 yards to go on a march. They've played well in the second half, but have not scored.
Yeah, they have played well, and you want to pay that off with some points, though, and we'll see what happens here.
Williams in the backfield. Lang is still the quarterback. They'll hand the ball off the left side, and their running scheme, again, bring that motion, run the ball the other direction.
Well, this the Rose-Hulman defense is very deep. As you're seeing now, a lot of the starters have exited the game, but boy, this is the second unit. This defense second unit can really still play as well. They chase the ball down, they recover well, and they cover well on the outside as well. So
traditionally, Rose-Hulman has taken the second unit and put them in the ball game when they have 2 or 3 touchdown lead, not as large as this one's been, but they're trying to get people movement. Geiger down the middle. He's got the football and a big gain. He's still on his feet and ran out of bounds.
Geiger is an athlete. There's a young man. When you look at the Defiance side of things, unfortunately, he's a senior. You would love to see him be able to come back next year along with some of these youngins.
I also think the advantage for him is leadership.
Yes.
Because even though these guys are very young, here's a guy who's a senior, stuck around, played well, played hard, and is a leader on the team. And they need to see somebody lead the way you're supposed to lead to in college. It's different than in high school.
Sure is.
Looking at that deep ball, he's got a man down the corner,
missed it by a mile.
Just didn't have the chance to set his feet and get a good throw in.
No, he didn't. And Edwards had an opportunity there and just overshot him. Pressure will make you do that, though.
Well, this is also a pretty good matchup. The first string for Defiance against the second string. At this point in the ball game, both groups are learning a lot about themselves, a lot about the program. They're getting to play. And again, that's not being done all over the country. Right. It is here in the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Lang with a man down the middle. It's Geiger again.
Oh, he missed him.
He didn't get
Overshot him. A little too tall for Geiger there. I thought he had a little seam to get it to him, but couldn't quite fit it in. You mentioned HCAC. We benefit from great leadership. And, you look at Jay Jones, what he's able to do in his second year in the conference, Mr. Commissioner, and his staff. Obviously, it's not just him, but the Lieutenant Commissioner and the rest of the leadership team has had to make some really tough decisions and really are leading Division III athletics in the NCAA. So a lot of individuals or teams and conferences are able to look to what we're able to do in this conference and say, okay, if they're able to do it with teams from 3 different states, then I think that we can put some things together as well.
Well, and again, I've seen it from multiple areas. I mean, we have FCS teams that have chosen not to play. There's conferences. My son coaches in a D3 school in Iowa, and in Illinois and Iowa, those schools have shut down as far as playing. So some of those seniors in those Division III schools are not getting a chance to play anything.
Right.
And especially football. And it's unfortunate. They want to play and they want to do those things. And the high schools have all played. There's a slant, a nice
his knee was on the ground. His knee was on the ground.
And they're
his knee was on the ground. There we go. There we go. Good job to play to the whistle.
Yeah,
because the whistle was late. Just keep playing.
Yeah, and again, Amison with that catch on that slant. And again, you're talking about athletes, in this case, a 6'4" junior from Holland, Ohio, with that catch. You've got athletes different places, but you really want to have a chance for these guys to play different places.
That's right.
You know, Illinois has had all kinds of issues. In Indiana, we haven't had those.
Yeah.
And when I say that, it's issues just depending on how you're going to view this pandemic and view COVID-19.
Correct.
Slipped. And that's a tough one.
Yeah, he slipped coming out of his break. He was going to go that slant route, and he slipped. And when you have that opportunity, it could be a pick. Unfortunately for Defiance, it wasn't.
Rose-Hulman will take over with the possession. I will tell you this one, and some people know I've got people that are watching a ball game just like everybody else, and you know, I had my bout with COVID, and it was bad. So I was in the hospital and did the whole thing, but to come back and be able to do these things is really a lot of fun.
It is, and you know, we're glad to have you back up here with us. We missed you during basketball season. It wasn't the same. I mean, it was not. That's no knock on Troy Fears. Troy, if you're listening, you know I love you. But you know, but I didn't get to ask you where any of these towns were. I missed that. Are you kidding me? Where's this city? In somewhere obscure western Iowa, and I didn't get to look over and say, Herb, where's that?
Where's that? Run down the middle this time by Alonzo Johnson, a 5'7" junior from Greenwood. He picks up the carry on that one as Rose-Hulman has gone to a third-string quarterback, and a third-string offense trips to the bottom of your screen. Motion across. They'll hand it off again. And again, these guys that are playing right now, third string, second string, getting a good rotation. Quarterbacks are the coaches get a good look.
Yeah, they do.
They get a really good look on this one, and you keep your first string from getting injured.
Right.
And you avoid that opportunity. Defiance has done the same thing as they have their second string defense in at this time.
Make another point here after this play.
Throw the hitch on the edge. There's a nice catch. Pick up about 3 yards. Too bad he couldn't get him the ball standing up, give him an opportunity to run with the football. Catch is made by number 9, and that's T.J. Ballard, the senior from Louisville, Kentucky.
One thing I was going to say is, well, you don't want to
by the way,
score.
I was going to tell you Louisville's on the Ohio.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that for that tip. Oh, my God.
Hitch again. They get it to Ballard. Ballard breaks a tackle. He's down to the 20 or the 35-yard line for a first down.
Well, I was going to say, you don't want to run the score on anybody. And you know, you never know when it's going to be your turn.
And Rose-Hulman is not.
No, they're not.
That's string offense in. Right. You're running. You know they're going to pass the ball. That's what Rose-Hulman does. Quick opportunities to pass. They run the ball 1 or 2 downs out of the 3. Quarterbacks in the ball game. Quarterback number 12. We haven't mentioned him.
No.
Number 12 is Braden Davis. He's a 6'3" freshman from Brownsburg. Boy, there's some good football players coming here at Rose-Hulman. 2 freshman quarterbacks, and their second and third stringers are freshmen, and
I like that.
They're good programs, good players, and that's one of the things that Rose-Hulman's been able to do is recruit nationally.
Yeah.
They don't just recruit in the general Indiana area. Matter of fact, very difficult to get into, and you folks that are listening and Rose-Hulman people, you know that. But, you're talking your top 2 or 3 kids in your school have a chance to get in here, not kids that are just good. You have to have great test scores. You have to have great character. You have to have recommendations that are beyond reproach. And that's the kind of players that they go out and recruit, and they recruit nationally. Again, last year, 27 players were from different states. 27 different states represented on the roster. Good run up the middle this time. Again, running back Alonzo Johnson, the 5'7" junior from Greenwood. So you got a couple Greenwood. The Woodsmen are well represented.
That's right.
Again, good quality program from the outskirts of Indianapolis. And if you didn't know this, folks, Indianapolis is rated as one of the top 3 recruiting areas for Division I football in the nation as far as a city.
I believe that.
So they have some outstanding athletes, and you can see I'm on a selection committee for the state as far as looking at players for all state and those top 50 things, all that kind of stuff. And we have players going to Alabama and LSU and everywhere else. You just don't realize it. They're running the option, and this time he hands the ball off. It gets wrapped up on the backside as Alonzo Johnson doesn't get the first down, and we will look at this one. It brings up that fourth down.
Yeah. They'll still keep the offense on the field here. And
it was a quarterback read option is basically what it is. He goes side saddle, reads him coming across, and probably should have pulled that one.
I agree. I was going to ask you that.
Could have had the offsides there if we got the snap, but instead he'll hold this one out and try it one more time. Another quarterback in. This is Brendan Lebensky, a 6'2" sophomore from Bellbrook, Ohio, and no, I don't know where that one is. Even though I got a lot of Ohio connections. Nice.
Oh, my God.
Boy, he stuck that on the money. First down, Rose-Hulman.
It wasn't there, Herb.
T.J. Ballard holds that one in. And I'll tell you, for a senior, Ballard has great hands.
He does. He snagged it with one hand, didn't he?
Yeah, he just snagged that one out of the air, and that was a humming ball. He stuck that one right in there.
You talk about putting it where only your guy can get it?
Yeah. Stuck it right in there. Now, if you're going down, that's number 4 quarterback, and he's still putting it right on the money. And I don't know if there's a whole lot of difference between 2 and 4.
I want to see him throw the ball again. I'm very intrigued now.
He stuck that one right there, and it was right off the break. 2 receivers top and bottom. They're going to hand the ball on the inside. Another running back with the ball, and he'll pick up 2 or 3 yards. Just kind of got stuck right in the hole and didn't get a chance to make a cut.
Let's see, who was this?
28?
Yeah, Grant Rapierda. Sherman, Illinois, a freshman from Sherman, Illinois. You know, I talk about not rubbing your, not piling on another opponent. I still tell a score. High school basketball in Colorado.
Yeah,
the score was 115-10. And a young lady scored 55 points, had 53. That
I know.
I felt some kind of way.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've seen
stuff like that.
We've seen scores get really high, and one of the things is this is not that way because Defiance came out in the second half and drove the football.
That's right.
Played well and drove the football. Rose-Hulman's trying to run the clock down here. They get called for delay of game as they didn't get the snap off prior to the 40-second clock.
But it's one thing if you're doing things with your second and third unit. If your guys, second and third unit guys are in the game, don't want to play football. If you want them to play football, if they score, then okay, so be it. But that's why you pull your first string at a certain time, and you alluded to that. So I was just kind of, there's a right way to do things.
And right now, both teams are doing it right.
Yes,
both teams, not just one, because there's a way to do it one way and a way to do it the other. When you're behind, you don't want to bring your number ones in and try to beat the tar out of somebody either. Nice run up the middle.
Flag.
If they're going to get called for either a hold or that's just in a bad place for the Fighting Engineers. They're going to pick up the flag. But by the way, did you notice how the official picked that one up and moved it? Do you know why that is? Because
I didn't see him do that.
Structurally, they have to put the flag exactly where it happened.
Okay.
And if you know anything about the officiating crews that they have, there's supposed to be somebody on the sideline that writes down every call and who threw the flag.
Okay.
I've had to do that before, too. That's not real fun. So long distance now. What haven't I done? I've done an awful lot in football.
What I did notice is that was a heck of a toss.
That was
that was on the line, wasn't it?
Don't give him any benefit of the doubt.
That didn't go above somebody's shoulder. He threw it 15 yards.
Jet sweep. Quarterback keeps it with the power up the middle, and that's what we were talking about earlier on that fourth and 2 or 3. And
I want to throw this ball.
Third down, and he's going to have to throw it now.
Yeah, I want to see this.
And I don't know if he has to.
Yeah,
again,
he doesn't have
you're talking
to,
about doing it the right way, and
right.
Rose-Hulman's trying to run the clock down. 5 minutes left to go in the ball game.
But you also got to see what your guy has. If you want to run a route and see can he make a throw, you have to find that out at some point.
At a certain point, you do, and I'll tell you what, I've been impressed. Just the way, even the second and third string guys, the third string guys for Rose-Hulman have executed their plays pretty well. He's going to get a shot to throw one. He's got a man down the middle. He's right in there.
Oh,
right
my.
What a shot.
Oh.
Stuck it in there.
Look out, Herb. He might go up the depth chart.
I know, but those were 2 really good passes the young man's had. Again, number 19, Brendan Lubinsky, the 6'2 sophomore from Bellbrook, Ohio. And again, I'm sorry, I don't know where Bellbrook. I will look that up when I get home.
I believe.
Matter of fact, I'm driving through Ohio next weekend. I'm going probably, and I'm all the way through. I'm going to PA in a while.
See where old Lubinsky went to high school.
I'll probably look it up. May stop by, see how things are going.
That's right.
But Lubinsky can throw it. He just moved a little early, and they didn't call him for it. Run off the right side. He won't pick up any yardage. We're under 4 minutes to go in the ball game now. And again, you want to talk about the right way to run a second half like this? Yep. Perfect.
That's right.
Absolutely perfect way to run it by the Rose-Hulman coaching staff. Mm-hmm. And again, I'm going to say Defiance has done the right things too, because they motivated their guys, and at the end of
they played hard.
In halftime, they came out, opened with a really nice drive, missed a couple shots, but again, moved the football and played fairly well defensively.
Things are coming around for them, aren't they?
I think it's going to be a program in about 3 or 4 years to really reckon with.
Yep.
There was Rose-Hulman's idea of running inside zone. They got the hole, and a touchdown is scored by number 28. And Grant Ruperta, the running back from Sherman, Illinois, a freshman, gets on the board, and he'll hear about that one during this next week, because that was a nice run, and the line did a great job on that inside zone with the hammer off the edge.
I was going to say very patient. Didn't get ahead of his blockers until there was time. So he waited for it to develop, and that's how you score touchdowns right there.
And that was Rose-Hulman's similar way that what Defiance has been trying to run, except Rose-Hulman ran it inside zone instead of outside. Kick is up and good, and again, let's see who I didn't see. I think it's Clark. Yep, Clark with the extra point. He's been perfect on the day, and Rose-Hulman is up to 52-6 as the score. Will return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
4 years ago, I drove my daughter to Riddell National Bank, where she opened her savings account. Today, she's still saving money. My relationship with Riddell is better than ever, too. No other bank focuses on relationships as much as they do. I can count on them for small business loans when I need them. Riddell National Bank helps small business owners and their families grow, both financially and personally. Riddell National Bank, making friends since 1885.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Another touchdown drive for Rose-Hulman, and a different kicker in this one, as we're not seeing Zimmerman line up to boot this one, so somebody else is doing the chores. It's tough for us to see. 37 is the kicker, and that's Andrew Toller, the freshman from Bidwell, Ohio. Pounds this one down, gets it inside the 15. Edwards with it. He'll be wrapped up short of the 30-yard line, and that's where Defiance College will start this drive with 3:12 left to go in the ball game. And again, we've been We want to wish Defiance the best of luck throughout the season, but we can tell huge improvements in the program. Just the sheer numbers give them opportunity to play. And Rose-Hulman has, I think, revamped what they've done. I think they've done a really nice job. They weren't as strong last year as I think they looked today. They've looked very strong, very complete defensively, and then offensively they've given plenty of spark to put the football in the end zone. 7 with the carry for Defiance, and that's Michael Martin. He's a freshman from Nashville. Gain of 3. Still have some of those same linemen in there. And the quarterback's the same. They've just kind of switched some of the receivers and running backs to give them opportunity to play. Has Defiance. Rose-Hulman again continues to play backups and rolls to give them an opportunity. Jet sweep again. The young man could run if he didn't fall down there. He had a first down.
Oh, Michael Martin there. He's going to get laughed at. They're just a freshman from Nashville. He's going to get laughed at on that one when they pull up that film. This turf monster kind of got him.
You know, the term is sniper. The sniper got him before he could make the turn. 3rd and 4. I'm not saying we've ever said that in our film sessions either, but that's just kind of the way it works. Growing pains. You're seeing them for Defiance.
Yeah.
Rose-Hulman with the tackle. He's short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 1. Just close. And again, now we're down under 2 minutes. So Defiance College will take that trip all the way back to Western Ohio as we see him go. 4th down, inside run, and he's close. They'll give him the first down on the forward progress. So another first down for Defiance.
So Coach Jeff Sokol in his 9th season here at the helm of Rose-Hulman from Defiance, is now going to be 9-0 against his alma mater.
Well, sure.
How about that?
Well, that's a big deal.
It is.
Every coach will tell you that you leave somewhere, you have some connection. I tell my kids the same thing. I want a certain guy to get it. Draw. Caught Rose just off.
One last block. Couldn't quite hold it.
And they didn't. They had a man there. They just couldn't stay on it.
That's
really
right.
Nice play.
It's too bad.
Yep. And I was asked this one, how does this season go down? I think we call it a season because you're going to have Rose-Hulman. The HCAC championship is going to be determined. They're not going to have national playoffs, but they're still going to determine a champion here in the spring with the 7 games that you're going to play because that's a normal full conference schedule. So that part will be it. It's tougher because of your if you look at your overall career records, it's going to mess with those a little bit. We're down inside 20 seconds.
Yeah.
As we keep going down. But again, quality football for Rose-Hulman in this one. They came out, did everything they were supposed to do in the first quarter. The young Defiance team made enough mistakes. It gave Rose-Hulman all kinds of momentum early. The score ends up 52-6 as that's the end of the ball game. But more importantly, we got to play football.
That's right.
In 2021, the football season has started, and as we watch these guys go through the lineup, this will be kind of interesting. We'll keep it on the air here to see, because normally what you end up with Rose-Hulman guys is coming over and singing a fight song. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Well, they got parents here and families here, so they just might.
They might do everything they're supposed to do this way. Everybody's just happy to play at a certain point. I went through a fall season with the same things. You didn't know if you were playing from one week to the next. You didn't know what was going to happen. And again, even in this one, we don't know what's going to happen. There's 100 guys on a team, and if somebody catches something that you don't want or test positive at a certain point,
that's right,
because they're doing all the testing, you may not play that week. But at the same time, give an opportunity to compete and opportunity to have some fun. 23 seniors for Rose-Hulman will not forget Senior Day that they had in March for the first ball game ever in March that these guys get to play.
That's a pretty cool thing.
It is a pretty awesome thing as these guys will go back and forth. And it's really just good to see everything get back to some semblance of normalcy. And that's kind of what we talk about all the time. Given the opportunity, what will you do when given the opportunity? And we saw both these teams compete and have a chance to do that. So we'll see. Normally, like I said, and they are going to gather and they are going to sing the fight song, and it's something that's really good for Rose-Hulman to have these guys have an opportunity to do this. So we'll hold it here. They're going to social distance and sing the fight song. This ought to be awesome. So a lot of fun. We've had a great time bringing you the ball game this afternoon, and beautiful day. Just you couldn't ask for anything any better. Next week, Rose-Hulman will travel to Mount St. Joe for a 2 p.m. start. Then it's Anderson and Hanover. The following 2 weeks, we'll be back on the air April the 3rd against Franklin in what could be a conference championship style game in this one. So here we go. And yes, they are singing. Captain's up in front, leading them all the way through. This is what football's supposed to be like. Even in a pandemic, they get a chance to do this one. It's Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network. We'll be back for our post-game show in just a moment.
Get a fresh start at York Chevy Buick on US Highway 40 in Brazil. We have fresh discounts on Chevy Silverado up to $10,000 off. Chevy Trax, $87 per month. Buick Encore, $117 per month. Or Chevy Equinoxes up to $6,500 off. It's a new year. Get a new ride at YorkChevy.com. Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look both ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
Chili's first because
Chili's
it's
the star.
like the star of it. And then cheese is just there to be like,
I'm gonna lift you up.
It would be nothing without the Fritos and the cheese.
And cheese is like the hype man.
Sonic Fritos Chili Cheese Junior Wrap.
I got you.
Yeah.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
My son. And we are so glad you had the opportunity to watch Rose-Hulman football here. March the 6th. What an outstanding day for Rose-Hulman. 52-6 was the score. Again, that we wish Defiance the best as they move on. But Rose-Hulman comes up with a victory. They're 1-0 in conference play. Every game counts.
Right.
It all counts. That's the best part about playing football and what we're doing, an abbreviated schedule, but it still counts for potential conference championship. And speaking about more fun, we'll just give another plug for the Hoosier Hardwood Basketball Association. Game of the week tomorrow.
That's right.
Tomorrow night.
Terre Haute Sharpshooters are hosting the Newcastle Night Hawks, the very first game of the season. The Terre Haute Boys and Girls Club, 7 p.m. tip-off, 6:45 pregame show here on the Indiana Sports Network. Doors will open around 6 p.m. and the owners, Allison and Jessica Herzog, a mother and daughter combo, is going to be wanting to win a championship for the city of Terre Haute. So come support your Terre Haute Sharpshooters here in the Hoosier Hardwood Basketball Association League.
Rose-Hulman will take on Mount St. Joe next week, Saturday at 2 p.m. And again, these are at Mount St. Joe next week. They're at Anderson on the 20th, at Hanover on the 27th, And again, they'll take on Franklin in football on the 3rd of April. That's when we'll be back on the air here on Indiana Sports Network. A soccer game this next Saturday here at Rose-Hulman against Franklin. So tune in, watch sports. And men at 2, women at 4 in that opportunity for soccer. And we're just happy to bring you Rose-Hulman Sports as we do every chance we get. And again, thanks for joining us today. It was a Rose-Hulman victory, 52-6, and you watched it all on Indiana Sports Network.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.